I clicked go live. See, friend, I don't need you all the
I don't.
time.
Oh, I know no one needs me.
Yes, we hate you. Exactly. So,
That's fair.
hey, people, we're live. How do you do? We are today
Howdy.
live to talk about Us, the amazing film. And Zodiac's going to be late because he's a moron. Um, and today we have a full cast. We have, going from left to right, we have Brit, a very critical Brit. Say hello, Brit. Thanks, Brit.
Great start.
Yeah,
That's how
no,
the extra started as well.
yeah, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I told him to say hi. He said no. Anyway, Fran, say hello.
No. Hello there, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Yes, he's Argentinian, so don't pay too much attention to him.
Yay!
We have what Mudskids? Is that the right transformer?
Yes, I am Mad Skids.
Yes, special guest Mudskids. We also have Tin as per usual. Hi.
Hey.
That was really gay. Wow, I'm so tempted of kicking you from the fucking stream now.
Yeah,
Fuck
Ting
it.
was complaining about
Why?
Ting was complaining about Gatecast, and now he sounds gay.
I'm your diversity hire.
Right. That's
I'm
the diversity hire,
South
the
American.
Snyder cut, the Snyder show, and the bisexual faggot. So yeah. And Neb, say hi, Neb.
Hi.
Hey, and me, of course. And like I said, Zod is gonna be late a bit because he's watching the new Falcon and Winter Soldier episode. Speaking of which, that episode was garbage.
Yay!
Yeah, Jeb went to get dinner,
Yeah.
so we're not gonna be able to get into too much detail yet. Just waiting for him.
Play the video. Go. Play the video. Go.
I'm pretty sure I took away your permission to play videos from Watch Together, so that's
Oh no, that's fine. That makes sense.
yeah. But yeah, the new episode was fucking garbage. Has everyone here seen it? The new episode?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, Neb has.
Wow,
Oh,
Neb.
are you okay with spoilers?
I
Neb?
don't
Because
care
we're gonna
anyway.
spoil- Yeah.
I saw all I've seen is the scene that Editron shared on Twitter,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it was
the
awful. So I just
shield
kind of don't
toss
care
and-
anymore.
Yeah,
yeah.
the dialogue there was fucking garbage. It was the dialogue in
I
general in this episode was
think-
garbage.
I think I'm the one that liked the episode the most, but I didn't like it fully. I liked bits of it. I
Mhm.
was kind of live reacting with with the guys, so they mostly know. But what I liked was because I'm really cheesy with dialogue. I liked some bits of dialogue and the boat montage, and that's pretty much it. The rest,
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I hated. I don't know if I hated all of it because I was laughing a lot at how bad it was. To be fair, but it was really fucking bad, and well, I'd say we gotta amend some stuff from last week, considering last week we defended the show saying it was great and everything, which after I talked with Muller, Fringy, Rags, Southpaw, Evan, is that it? And SK.
Big shot over here.
Oh yes. They convinced me that the show was not good. It has a lot of problems, especially having to do with John Walker, and in this episode it just makes it even worse with how they deal with John Walker killing the dude and everything. And then we have the scenes with like Sam talking to Isaiah, which was fucking garbage. Where Isaiah said that he blamed everything on basically white people, and he said that black people would never be like a black person would never be handed the shield, even though Sam was literally handed the shield. So I don't get it. Like it was just such a bad episode, like from every point of view,
Yeah,
and it's like
they
felt-
really missed the point of the shield.
yeah, they don't
what the
really
shield
know what the
represents.
shield means. Yeah, it's so retarded, and like it feels not only rushed, but it also feels like nothing happened. So you have like this episode is 1 hour long, 50 minutes of it is nothing, and then we have like 5 minutes where they cram everything into it, and 7 minutes of credits, which leaves 2 minutes. So my math isn't great, but you know what I mean. It's like they crammed so much into like 5 minutes, but the rest is like nothing happens. We have a montage of Sam and Bucky working on Sam's parents' boat. It's like why do we need this? It's so out of place and totally conflicting, especially when we have scenes with John Walker, which are supposed to be taken seriously. They're just splattered within all
Yeah.
those scenes. It's so dumb.
John's character too is all over the place as well.
I mean,
He's
he
like, at
already
first we
wasn't
see him
great, but
running.
today he was
Yeah.
character assassinated for sure. Marcus, honestly, do I need to watch the new episode, or can I just stop if I'm a US Agent fan? This is just going to anger me. Yeah, it is. I just say don't watch this episode, honestly. Like, it's just
The thing
really
is,
bad.
quiet episodes, like no action, all that, they can be good and helpful. But I don't think this was, because the character parts miss a lot of points that were actually established previously in the show.
Mhm.
They're like, oh, the shield means this. No, you don't have to be a super soldier to be Captain America. Blah. And now they go, yeah, they only want white Captain America.
Yeah, Captain America
And
can only
that's
be
actually
white.
not true.
Even though Captain America himself handed the shield to Sam, who's black, so that's
Yeah, that...
Does Obama not exist in this universe?
sorry, what you ask?
Does Obama exist in the MCU?
Probably.
They never
I think
established that
exactly
he
like
doesn't, but he never was.
Actually, I think
president.
Iron Man 3 takes place when Obama would have been the president. And
Oh,
he
yeah,
wasn't
they have the
president.
white
Yes,
president,
it does,
yeah.
but he
Yeah.
wasn't the
I
president
think
by
they
that point.
mention him in
White
the
guy.
Netflix shows, and like his book is like in a shelf case, so he does exist,
Yeah.
but they never say if he's president.
Yeah, no, presidents are not the same presidents as in real
The
life.
real world.
Oh my god, there's a Marvel Cinematic Universe Wikipedia page for Barack Obama.
Really? Send the link,
Oh,
please.
yes. Oh, this is great.
Barack Obama. Oh my god. Let me. I'm gonna open this on stream. Hold on. Oh, not this. Here. See, Barack Obama. Species human. Titles President of the
But
United States
he's not,
formerly. So I imagine
he's
he
not
was
in
until
UK.
2012. And then it was the new one that's in Iron Man 3. I imagine.
Okay,
That
so
looks like
here
it
it
wrong, though.
says,
Oh yeah,
yes,
he's mentioned in
apparently
Iron Man
he appears
2, in Captain America Winter Soldier, and in Far From Home, where there's a picture, okay. He's also a picture in Luke Cage and mentioned in Runaways. Okay, so yeah, he does exist.
Yeah, I don't remember any of this.
Obama is on Peter's to-do list.
Yeah, that's
Does he want
I
to-
re-
does
saw
he
that,
want
that's
to
weird.
do
Great
Obama?
I don't know. That's an interesting question that I'm not prepared to answer. Appearances, I don't remember any of that shit. It's probably just a throwaway line, to be fair. Where he shows up and all
Yeah,
that.
they must be. I doubt he's like a focus of a character, unlike Legends of Tomorrow, where he is actually a focus. He gets kidnapped.
Oh yeah, he gets kidnapped by
Obama
Gorilla
gets impressed.
Grodd. It's a fantastic episode. To be fair, I love that episode. It's fucking
Obama
insane.
gets kidnapped by Gorilla Grodd on Legends of Tomorrow. What the fuck?
Yeah, have you not seen that episode? That
Well,
scene as
yeah,
well.
it has
Everyone
all of
posts that scene on Twitter like every other day because it's fucking insane.
Wait, that's what that is?
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah, it's
dude, that's
dude,
Obama, yeah.
Obama gives Sarah a pep talk by the end of the episode. It's really, it's really,
Oh hell yes!
What the fuck?
yeah. It's such a good show.
God tried to kill
I'm
Obama.
so bewildered and so confused, and please help me.
Dude, Legends of
Oh,
Tomorrow is
oh.
fucking insane. Like,
Yeah,
it's so
It has
fun.
fun with itself.
That video title alone is just hilarious. Just Grodd trying to kill Obama.
The show takes advantage of time travel. I think it's great. It's a great idea.
I imagine time travel. I imagine like Doctor Who not go back in time and kidnap Obama.
Doctor Who needs Obama. Obama needs to be a companion or whatever you call them.
Yes, it's companion. So yeah, Obama is in Legends of Tomorrow. I'm glad we had this conversation. Well,
Speaking of Obama, Jordan Peele.
oh, yeah, I guess we can talk about Spell Jab isn't here yet. Yes.
We don't need to. I just wanted to make that joke.
Okay. I mean, we should. To be fair. So yeah, we watched us what, a month ago or
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
So yeah, we watched us a month ago, which will be an ECUM extra once I get around to editing it. Which I've edited what 2 minutes of it. I've been editing like 3 ECUM extras at the same time, so it's taking me a while. But
To be fair, the 2 minutes were very good. I'll say that.
oh no, yeah, the film is
They
a
were
masterpiece. It's got like themes, and I like themes, so that's really good. But
its
It
tone
has-
changes
has
so much.
thems.
I love that. I love when the tone is so inconsistent.
You're just autistic.
yeah, you don't care about tone, Francine. Wait, Obama's in what? Oh, I'm glad you arrived now, Kappa. So yeah, Obama is in Legends of Tomorrow, episode 17, season
W's
3.
the of tomorrow.
But yeah,
It's fun.
Us. I watched that film when it came out. I watched it in theaters, and that film was the reason I started my channel because it was so bad that I felt like I needed to make a review of it. I'm not even kidding. That is the reason why I started my channel.
That's a great reason, to be fair.
I know, right? I hated the film so much. I was like, how is this film getting so praised? And then I made that review, which isn't a good review to be fair. I don't really talk that much, but it's like I just wanted to rant about the film for a couple minutes, which is what I did. And yeah, I hated the film since then. And then Brit one day, who had seen the film before, said, "Yo, why don't we record an Ecom Extra on this?" Because nobody else had seen it, considering how much I hated it. So yeah, we did, and we all loved the film. It's just a
Yeah,
masterpiece.
we all lost our collective mind. It was very funny, and Marcus was like, "Yeah, this means this," and we were like, "Why? Why
yeah.
does it mean?"
Yeah, it's just the film is pure allegory and thematic value without actually earning anything. And it's like after we finished, nobody knew what the fuck anything meant because it's just so retarded. Nothing makes sense. Like from a story level, nothing makes sense. And from an allegory level, it's fucked as well. Even though the film is like the least subtle thing ever, because we have Red Lupita saying, saying the theme of the film, where when she says, "Oh, we're Americans," which is I guess about class divide, I'd say. But honestly, could
I
be
was thinking about that earlier. Yeah, how like you can tell how overt it is that there's like no other interpretations of this film. It's just everyone knows what it's about.
Yeah, well,
they do and they don't know.
yeah, that's the thing, because everyone is like MatPat we're gonna cover today. It's like there are interpretations of the film, but nobody knows what actually is real because it's so retarded. Like everything contradicts each other, so you don't know what actually each allegory is meant to be of. It's just really strange. Like even though Get Out is a bad film and the least subtle thing ever, it's got like you can see what they're going for with the racism and shit. It's like, yeah, it makes sense. Well, no, it doesn't make sense. It's consistent with what they're trying to say. But when we have some shit like Us, it's like I don't know what this film is trying to say because there's just so much contradicting each other.
Get Out had
Yes,
a
like the
plot.
tone.
Yes.
That
No, the
makes
tone
it
was all over
better.
the place. Jokes, the family joking like, "Oh, I have the most skills," or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I think that's what pissed me off the most because I was like, okay,
Fran.
I told him, I
sorry.
was like, okay, am I going to get scared? And Marcus was like, no, but I'm really easy to scare. And then when I saw that, I was like, why did I think I will get scared with this shit? I was just so confused.
Yeah, it's like there's one scene that I laugh. I don't even laugh with the film. I laugh at the film. The fuck the police, because it's just so tone deaf. Like we have these two characters dying for absolutely no reason, and they're painted as bad people because they're white, and then they die, and it's like, okay, am I supposed to care? Is this supposed to be funny? And then the family gets there and they kill the doppelgangers, and they're like, "Oh, I have the most kills. I should be the one driving," or whatever. It's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to feel here. Like, is this supposed to be a horror film? And like, of course, Jordan Peele is a comedian, but fucking hell, if he's making horror films, he shouldn't just put comedy at all points. And if he is gonna use comedy, he should at least make it funny. Which he
At
doesn't.
that point, you are making Scary Movie 6.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like honestly, Jordan Peele will probably make a good scary movie with just playing with the tropes of horror films because he
Oh,
did
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Us is pretty much a parody of horror films, to be honest, with how shit it is. Get Out's fine. No, Get Out is not fine. It's really bad. It's like 4 out of 10 at best.
And now there's going to be a whole Twilight Zone series where like every episode is just going to be its own self-contained mess.
Hasn't it come out yet? I'm pretty sure it has.
Has it?
I'm pretty sure.
I
Yeah.
don't, all I
It's
know
not
is
like
that Jordan
Lovecraft-
Peele
Lovecraft
was.
Country or
I haven't
something.
heard anything about that.
Yeah, it was in 2019, and it's not only Jordan Peele, but it's also working with J.J. Abrams, and it has a 5.8 on IMDb. Amazing.
I literally didn't even know.
It came out. Yeah, I figured
That's
out.
how, like,
I
less of an
knew it
impact
was
it
gonna
made.
come out, and then when it came out, I only learned that it released like a year after. So. But yeah,
that poster of that Twilight Zone poster reminds me of the one from Old Boy, the remake,
oh, yeah.
and how meaningless it is or pretentious. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie.
Oh yeah, I know.
I
What
just
you're
wanted to say that. I should have put it in chat, but I said it. Okay, I'm gonna go put my light on.
Good for you, Brit. But yeah, Jordan Peele, he's shit. He also made a TV show last year called Lovecraft Country, which I was hoping to watch and review at some point, but I hate his shit so much that I've been postponing it for, well, ever since it came out. I have it downloaded, I just haven't watched it. Looks
I
like
think
I was
I
right.
remember seeing that. Yeah, on
You're
like,
right about
people
what?
were like, "Oh yeah, he." No, I think. Oh yeah, Neb's posting stuff.
Looks like I was right.
Oh,
Right
he's
about what,
working
Neb?
for-
The show being a mess,
Oh yeah.
I mean,
and
yeah.
it's like 38%.
It has season 2 and like one okay episode. It sucks. Don't watch Lovecraft Country. I will. I want to review it because it sounds like shit.
Yeah, I remember on Twitter there were the trailers, and I remember I was like, "What the fuck is this? Like,
Yeah.
this is." I don't think this is how I imagine Lovecraft.
Yeah, it's like they're taking elements of Lovecraft, but just trying to do something about racism with it. It's really weird. I don't really get what they're going for with that show. From what I've read, when I watch it, I'll probably get a better feeling of it, even though probably not because it's Jordan Peele. But Jeb, have you returned yet?
Yeah, I was going to ask the same.
I literally just returned.
Damn.
Oh,
Okay, my
nice.
timing was
Oh, good
awesome.
read.
So Jeb,
Good
Falcon and
read.
Winter
Good
Soldier,
stuff.
the new episode was amazing, right?
Fuck no.
we talked a bit about it. I imagine you want to talk as well.
It's not WandaVision finale levels of bad. It's close, but fuck me. I have never seen a fucking shit show like that in my life on Captain America. I'd rather take Captain America being legitimately Hydra, like they did, over this fucking dog shit. I can't believe I heard Captain America, well, Steve Rogers, didn't consider how Falcon would be perceived because he's black. I'm like, are you a fucking degenerate? You actually wrote that and you thought that was a good idea? You're actually retarded. Like, if you think Steve Rogers did not consider that. And the defences I've been dealing with today, for example, saying that Bucky shouldn't care what Steve thinks, with the whole logic of, oh, it's everyone else perceiving him. I'm like, you're defending shit. And I'm having people going, this is a solid episode. I'm like, what the fuck did you watch?
I mean, a lot of people are saying this episode is great. Like, we have Borgie saying the episode is like a 9 out of 10.
We got Roundtable too, who's praising it.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck did you watch? Like, this John Walker, let's set this out. He has 3 Medals of Honor for a starter. He has done years and years in counterterrorism.
Wait, okay, hold on. I think we should reaffirm what 3 Medals of Honor means. because like
Yes.
one Medal of Honor means
Yeah,
you did an extreme act of bravery. That's how you get a Medal of Honor. And now, so most people who get a Medal of Honor, they get it posthumously. So imagine this guy got 3 Medals of Honor, something that has never happened in real life in history. He got 3 Medals of Honor, and then the show is just like, oh no, he's unhinged. He can't control himself. He's full of vanity, and it's like, this does not make sense. He's supposed to be like the most altruistic person you'd ever meet.
Yeah, especially with episode 2, that they were like, oh yeah, he wants to do a good job. He seems really interested in being Captain America, to make a good job, to be up to Steve Rogers. He like really seems to be not what he's in episode 5 and the end of 4, I guess.
I mean, not only in episode 4 or 5, but like in episode 3 as well. The little we
Oh,
see of him,
true,
or
true,
even in
yeah.
episode 2 when he talks to Bucky and Sam, he's like, "Stay out of my way," and it's like, why are you being like this? Like, why are Sam
yeah.
and Bucky being so antagonistic towards him
Yeah.
in any episode? But it's like, he's the best fit anyone could ever find for Captain America. He's got 3 medals of honor.
It just makes me think, like, how did someone write about him having 3 medals of honor and like they didn't even think to look it up what the Medal of Honor even means?
Yeah.
Or they could have even just named it something else, like made it something up, and it would have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, even if you did remove that, he's still got years of counterterrorism. He's still got years of modeling himself after Cap. He's still got years of war experience where he's constantly under pressure, and he has been tested by top scientists at MIT on all these stats and his mental stability. How the fuck is someone in like what is a less extreme experience crumbling like that? That doesn't make sense. And for people to go, you don't know how mental health works. I'm referencing Borgie there, right?
And in the fight, in the fight, he's like, "Oh, we could have been a team," and you treated them like ass too.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, and for Borgie to go, yeah, like you don't know how mental health works, like, and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. If he had PTSD and that is fine. But he doesn't suddenly just get that and go off the fucking rails. He turns into a full-blown psychopath in this episode. Like, he is trying to kill Bucky and Sam.
Well, I mean, that scene was fucking retarded. Like, why were they fighting? They start fighting out of nowhere. And like, why did Sam ask for the shield? If fucking John Walker is gonna need to come back to the US, so like the government is gonna ask for the shield back. And like, if he doesn't want to give it back, then they try to stop him. Like, that fight was useless. It was like thematic. It meant something, I guess, but it's like it doesn't really mean
confused
anything.
about the arm.
Yeah. Well, you mean John Walker's arm or
Yeah,
Bucky's arm?
Bucky's, when he gets thrown off and you see all the electricity in the arm, and then Bucky like barely moves, and now he can just tackle and actually win the battle.
I mean,
Well, with Falcon, you know.
yeah. I mean, I don't know, because like he was electrocuted, which is what knocked him out. But then and then his arm, I guess, doesn't really get electrocuted because it's vibranium, and
No.
vibranium absorbs
Yeah.
all
I guess.
vibrations. I don't know. It's weird. It's like, that isn't my biggest issue. Like, we have John Walker. They literally break his arm, and then he just stands up, and his arm is back. Should like be normal. Like, we hear his arm cracking, and it's like it's
And then he
bent
got
in a
the
way
arm.
that it's like, dude, there's no way your arm wasn't broken. And then it's just he's
And how-
fine for the rest of the episode.
And how was his spine not, like, cracked? Because you can make the argument he's durable, but then you realise Bucky's also pushing him into that position.
Yeah, it's Bucky with his super strength, and then it's Bucky in his super strength, and then Falcon using his propeller, which I imagine would be quite strong, because, you know, it has to make him fly, to launch himself at fucking fucking John Walker's spine with the shield. Like, that's gotta fuck him up.
I just...
Brit, why don't you say what you just wrote?
Yeah, why
I only said this here because I couldn't find a way to word it properly.
There's too many hours
I'll
in this
type
season.
it out.
This is worded properly. Like, this makes sense.
Why not? It's easier to do it in text so I can delete stuff. But when I'm saying
I'll read
something like,
what Brit said. Why didn't they give him some made-up award like heroic acts during the bleep or some shit to make it so that it doesn't belittle the Medal of Honor and also ties into the C-word who wants something to do with the blip.
C
know.
word, what a fucking cunt.
C-word. Thanks.
The blip, yeah. So the blip is being part of the show. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that would have been a lot better than just having him have 3
Also-
medals of honor.
Also, fuck Asaya and his dialogue. I thought you were gonna be a very good character to explore the racial issues when becoming Captain America. Instead, he says completely contradicting notions. He goes, "Yeah, they experimented on me because the serum only worked on me," and he's like, "No, it's because I'm black," and I'm like, "No, it's because this fucking thing worked on you." And then he's like, "Yeah, the nurse just faked my death," and I'm like, "Not with Hydra keeping an eye on you. I don't think you're going to be able to fake your death that easily."
Yeah,
Then
and
there's
then
the fact
remember
that-
the fact that he doesn't actually know that Hydra was the one who made
Yeah.
experiments on him, which literally makes the entire show the biggest contrivance ever, retroactively. Like I explained to Jeb. So the show, the plot of the show, it started with them going after Zemo to get to learn about the super soldier serum, because Zemo knew everything about Hydra, and fucking Isaiah said, "Oh, your people did experiments on me," which of course Bucky thought they meant Hydra, which yeah, that makes sense. So, but now Isaiah seems to think that your people means the white people, the U.S. government, which is like, so everything that Bucky did, thinking that it was Hydra, it was an assumption that was actually not what Isaiah meant. So, well done, show.
it's just
I was lucky.
I just and then what
I
the
want
fuck?
that as someone soundbite that. I need that.
What the fuck is Sharon Carter by this point? I
don't get
I'm
it.
not-
She called
Yeah.
Batroc, and then Batroc shows up. Yo, I want to kill Falcon. He's like, well, what's happening?
And people are like she's the power broker, and I'm like, I don't think she is. If she is, I'm going to actually kill myself. But I don't think she is. I just think she's being very, very retarded right now for no justifiable reason.
I
Yeah,
mean,
like,
we,
I
we
don't-
don't see her. We don't see her since Civil War, and all of a sudden she is the power broker. I don't think that will make much sense.
I don't get why. I don't get what that scene meant when she called Batroc. It's like, is this implying that it's something else? Is this implying that Batroc is like undercover working for Sharon to
Yeah,
get
that's what I
you
thought,
Carly?
yeah.
But then if
That's
that's
what I
it, then why not just kill Carly right there and then? Like, I don't get it. It doesn't make
Also,
any
I mean-
sense.
Also, why are you hiring Batroc when you're literally in a fucking city with mercenaries?
I guess because Batroc. I mean, if it is to kill Falcon, then it's because Batroc has a vendetta against him already. If it's not to
But
kill
so-
Falcon, then
but
well,
s-
I don't know.
But so does the mercenaries because they killed that woman. There's a huge bounty.
Oh yeah, and isn't the fact that like, isn't there a huge bounty on their heads?
Yes, of $1 million. So you
There
think
was,
you
yeah,
think
and-
you think they'll all be willing to pitch in and kill Falcon? And
Yeah.
also, Falcon defeated Batroc. I don't think you want to get Batroc again. Oh, fucking hell.
I don't know what the point of that is. I don't know if it's either Batroc will help like the good guys, I guess, or is he actually going after Falcon? Because
So,
I mean,
Okay.
we don't even know if Falcon gets involved anymore.
Yeah.
so I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain why I don't think she's the power broker. I'm going to explain who I think it is. The reason why I don't think she's the power broker is because to suddenly want to kill Falcon, it's quite odd. As a motive to get Batroc on her side when there's other mercenaries. Obviously, that could be a poor writing choice, but you know. Also, she's power broker. She kind of has less reach than she should, if that makes sense, because we see what power broker's capable of, and also she would already know where the guy who's making the serum is. Unless you want to go, she's pretending, then sure. The person who I think it is the Countessa. The reason being is because she's meant to be this big cameo, of course. So she's obviously key. and also the fact she's going to be a Black Widow, and Power Broker's quite a significant thing, so it's probably going to continue. And Power Broker seems to be like of Eastern Europe slash Russian kind of area, hence why Carly was able to have deals and such, more so than Madripoor, as weird as that sounds. So I can understand people going it is Sharon, but I do think it's more likely to be Contessa. If it's Sharon, we enter a character assassination. So the MCU is just, ranking it up. Ranking that shit up.
Brit, did you want to say something?
Fuck
No.
you,
Yeah,
bro.
Brit, do you
I'm
want to
not
talk? Brit?
I'll just say the thing. I also like how they use the guy from the scene in which Cat pins people's hands to walls with knives and knocks out people and yeets them in the sea. In the same show in which they're trying to condemn John Walker for killing a terrorist with the symbol of Captain America.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Captain America fought in World War II. Like, killing someone like that, it's not that big of a deal. But whatever.
You wanna know what I find hilarious as well? Walker's just allowed to walk out of that hearing. He's not monitored at all, and they're still waiting on him to give back the shield. I'm like, what the fuck? He's just caused an international incident
Mm-hmm.
by your own words. It was enough to strip him of the title.
I also find it funny how they say, "Oh yeah, the shield doesn't actually belong to the government; it's a legal gray area." And I'm like, "What? Falcon literally handed the government the shield. How does it not belong to the government?"
Yeah, you gave it.
Yeah.
Like, you lost your property, I guess. Also,
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
in chat said something very interesting.
Whoa.
They'll never let a black man be Captain America. They'll let him be Iron Patriot, though.
That's a good point,
Very
actually.
good point.
Oh. And onto that notion that the shield's not the US, they fucking created the shield. The only way you could kind of find a workaround, and even then that's retarded, is go technically it's Wakandan property.
But even then,
I
it
thought you were
wouldn't
going
be.
to say Stark.
It wouldn't be like they got this mineral. What? Almost a century before. Not a mineral. It's fucking metal. But a century before, and created the shield. It's like, how is it gonna be a Wakandan property? Like,
They'll try and go with the logic that they own all the vibranium, which again is very retarded.
it is.
It's probably the least retarded option they've got though, which is quite hilarious to think.
Yeah, but didn't you say it's a legal gray area because it's either the U.S. government or Wakanda? It's like, no, that's just retarded. Like, they wouldn't. What? No, like, that doesn't really make sense with the show. Like, that's not gonna build any conflict unless the Dora Milaje, whatever, they go after Sam and they're like, the shield belongs to us, even though it never
Yeah, that's
did
what they
belong to
like.
us.
It's our shield.
Which is, I really hope. The
Do you-
briefcase is Sam's new suit, right? I think so, which is like, why did he give up his other suit? How does he have a new suit? He just does.
Bucky gave him the new suit.
Right, and where did he get it from?
The
He
Wakandans.
asked-
Then
he
why
asked
why
it
would
for
the
a favor.
Wakandans would give him a new suit?
I don't. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know
I
because
guess he gave
because-
him-
what happens is Dora Milaje says you might want to stay out of Wakanda for a while. Well, he's like, I've got one more favor to ask. They wouldn't allow that to Falcon because they have no reason to trust Falcon, and they're already high tensions with Bucky. So I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't
I
get
guess
it.
Simo is like the trade, I guess, but the thing is he broke Simo out, so he actually didn't help Wakanda at all because that was solved and Bucky created the problem and solved the problem. That's like, you're not doing any favors.
And the thing is, for some reason, the Wakandans are taking him to the raft, and I'm like, but wouldn't you trust yourselves, like you tried to do with Claw?
True.
Captain America broke out a lot of people from the raft. It's like, clearly it's not the safest place. Let's take him to our own facility. But whatever, I guess.
With
One of them-
with our special tech too. We're
Yeah.
Wakandan.
Like
Oh,
they
my head.
kept the Winter Soldier there. Like, of course they're gonna keep Zemo. I don't.
And I love how they tried to do this whole vote at 20 million immigrants, are being fucking moved to where they belong. I'm like, no, that's not going to work like that, I'm afraid. And then, like, we already got troops everywhere. We could just make the call. I'm like, no, you're going to start fucking World War III if you do that. Like, you can't just do fuck that word. You can't do that, basically, and then expect every country to be fine. Especially, like, countries like Russia, Iraq, China. They're not going to be happy with you.
I mean, yeah, and one of the senators just says, "Oh, we have the resources to boot these people out right now," and it's like, what? It's 20 million people we are fucking yeeting from the country. how would they do that?
Yeah, I don't think 20 million is, a little. It's not a neighborhood. It's like that's a lot of people.
Yeah, I
And
don't.
the fact- And the fact that Carly and the Flag Smashers managed to get, because they're going to be in New York, they managed to get through all that security. So you're thinking, what happened that, heightened airport security? What kind of went into buildings? And the reason why I say I think 9/11 happened is because they're referencing the Afghan War. And the Afghan War, a major reason why that happened was because of 9/11. So it's like, I'm extrapolating. But even then, you don't need that. You've got instances where terrorists are coming into countries doing bombings, and security has to be high because of the threats. So that don't matter anyway. What else is there? The fact that they managed to inject malware into a
With
government
that ID
system
card.
with a fucking ID card. Now, I I do cybersecurity, so I kind of know
Go
stuff.
off, King. Go off.
Here we go.
If you're going to tell me you're going to inject malware with a facial ID, I'm going to laugh at you till the day I die, because facial ID works by matching your response to the database. You can't input anything but your image, and the image is not enough to inject like a virus or malware. And not only this, if you use a facial reader, you're assuming it's connected to a network. Most facial readers don't need to be connected to a network. It just needs to be connected to an active database. That database could be stored locally. So there's that. Then there's the fact that they went, oh, they might be using a VPN. We don't know. And I'm like, okay. Let's process that. How do you not know whether they're using a VPN? VPN has clear characteristics, especially when you see a different IP address. You can go there spoofing our IP address.
That's why they say in all VPN ads, they're like, yes, this is a different address. You can tell.
Yeah, but obviously another alternative is spoofing IP addresses. But the issue is you could typically tell by the data traffic and communicate with the ISP where it's coming from, because the ISP still remains the same. So if I use a VPN, I'm still under one of ours, being Virgin Media. That's how that works. And a VPN wouldn't stop the government, even an encrypted one, which it would be, because they know about VPNs. They know get around. If anyone could be kept safe due to a VPN, we'd be fucked in forensics. There are obviously going to be get arounds. I got so angry. I actually got angry.
You don't understand cybersecurity, though.
Yeah, Jeb. We all know you're not as well versed in that as the writers. So.
Yeah, the writers that probably went, "Oh, cool, VPN." We totally know what that is.
This show is sponsored by NordVPN.
I'm just
so
like,
retarded. The fact that
Someone
that
literally
line got approved, not only did they write it, they shot it as well, and higher up in Marvel was like, yeah, no, this is fine.
It's the same attitude that got them the Medal of Honor thing as well. They're just like, I probably know what that means.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's do it.
What I find hilarious as well, even with the Batroc side of it, which, by the way, so someone said they're going to get Batroc, they manipulate Batroc into being there so he could deal with Falcon. That was someone's defense. which I could see where they got that. Well, one, um, why not go to where Falcon's family is, given you know where that is, and actually distract him, kidnap the family. Then you give him a moral dilemma, family or everyone else. Two, why you put a backtrack at the GRC if he's your means to deal with Falcon? Get Falcon away from the GRC. That way he's less of a threat to you. That's retarded. Three, given you're in a city of mercenaries and you've got so many people backing you that apparently you're so difficult to find, why not use those resources? Why are you relying on breaking out a prisoner who's failed? That's going to draw attention. It's just, fuck this episode. And people defend it like Borgie, and I'm like, you have no standards. I don't care anymore.
It's like
You defended the WandaVision finale.
like in
I've
our
already-
last stream, we defended the show against it being SJW, and then this episode was like, no, we're actually SJW. Like there's so many instances where it's like, this is
Yeah,
fine.
I want-
I do feel like I will have to edit the timestamps now.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I want to say this. It wasn't SJW beforehand. It was SJW on this episode. So
yeah,
the
this
arguments
episode
that people had-
retroactively makes stuff SJW, and it's not like just they were setting it up to be this, because they clearly weren't, because this is like the retcons they made to make shit SJW were very contradictory to what we've seen before, like the stuff with Isaiah and Hydra that I mentioned. Like they clearly didn't think of this when they were making the first few episodes. So I do feel like the first 4 episodes still aren't SJW propaganda or whatever, but this episode it had some really retarded stuff.
Yeah, it's like, and as this video was still dog shit. J-Lobbo's arguments for it being SJW, they were still poor. It's just now it's blatantly SJW. The Isaiah scene's probably, I'd say the Isaiah scene's probably the worst offender, to be honest.
I'd say so, yeah. And it's like, and when I
Yeah.
talked to, I was talking to Evan and Southpaw, and I mentioned the Ez's video and whatnot, and they were like, yeah, no, people were complaining about the cop scene in episode 2. They're really retarded because, like, this isn't an issue. Like, it's not a big issue. It's not even, like, an issue in and of itself. Like, it just people want to complain about it because it's SJW, when the show actually has loads of problems that, like, nobody was talking about. So I'm glad that now we know the problems that the show has. And then this episode was like, yeah, no, let's make it even worse than it was before. So that's cool.
I'm
Nah.
scared for episode 6.
Oh, same. It's gonna be so shit because they have so much shit to do. I mean, they have a lot of shit to do, but they also don't have enough. Like they set up like 3 plot lines, but they didn't do anything in episode 5. So it feels like, is this gonna be resolved here? Or is this gonna be resolved in like some future project? Like I really don't know.
Like, I'm trying to.
Sorry, you can go.
I was gonna say, I'm trying to picture like how bad it could be, because WandaVision's penultimate episode was quite strong and it dipped all the way to the bottom. We've started off with shit. It's gonna get worse, and given the golf, it's gonna get like monstrously worse.
What were you gonna say, Brit?
I was gonna say, so what they should have done is, by the way, sub question for what I'm gonna say, because it kind of can be important to. How long is the finale gonna be? Is it gonna be the same length as this one, or is it gonna be longer?
It hasn't been
it
confirmed yet,
8?
but it's probably gonna
8?
be
that.
around an hour long.
Because what they could have done is they could have tackled a couple of the other plot lines that they set up in the first episode, the first 2 episodes, in this one or in the one before. But because they haven't done that, they're either going to have to completely forget about them, or they're just going to have to rush a conclusion. Because
It feels
you
like
know,
a Game of
I mean, like the Chinese Shisanga guy who Winter Soldier, who's Winter Soldier's son killed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Like,
just
they
about.
set
Yes,
up
I do.
I mean, they kind of
Yeah,
addressed
that's
it
the
in this
Thunder guy.
episode when Falcon and Bucky are talking. When Falcon is like, "Oh, you need to stop helping these people for some reason." and then you need to like go to them and solve a problem they have that only you can solve. Because I guess that's how it works. I don't fucking know. That was a weird dialogue. So like they kind of addressed it where it's like you have to move on to like be yourself and stop trying to right your wrongs as the Winter Soldier because that wasn't you.
Those were the best scenes in the whole show, though, and they're like, don't do that.
Yeah, it's
That was like an actually interesting subplot that they set up. And now I was like, oh, part of what this could be is like a character study for Falcon and Winter Soldier, like you would think in a show called The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But it's like,
I
oh no,
literally thought those scenes the best thing in the MCU after that first episode, because that's what it was at the time.
yeah.
and then they're gonna mess up the conclusion to Winter Soldier apologizing for this for some good guy. It's like, oh,
Yeah. I forgot to
He-
introduce
he
Zod
means
when he
his name,
arrived.
by the way.
Zod is here, so Zod, say hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
I arrived at last.
Yes. You arrived like 20 minutes ago,
Yeah.
and I forgot to introduce you, so that's cool.
Yeah, but he should
Yeah,
have
I
been on
appreciate
time.
it.
though.
What'd you say, friend?
He should have been on time.
Yeah, yeah, it's his own fault, really.
Yeah, it's always my fault.
Yes. So, getting to our main topic today, which isn't Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's something even more shitty somehow. We're gonna be covering MatPat's video where he
Hey,
explains
Don't
us.
say that about Matt.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna be covering a masterpiece in video making where he's gonna explain thoroughly what us means and the allegories and everything. And spoilers for us, but like you shouldn't care about it because it's us, and the film's been out for like 2 years
If-
anyway.
If there needs to be a video explaining what us is, that
There's
should
so
give
many.
you a red flag already.
I mean, not really. Like
There's so
there's
many-
some really high concept stuff that is hard to grasp, like what it means. Like you have something like I'm thinking of ending things. That film is purely metaphorical because it's all set inside the main character's head. So it's like it's hard to grasp what everything means. So when you have a video like YMS's video where he analyzes the story, I don't feel like it's like a red flag that he has to explain it. I feel like it's just really it's a complicated topic that the film addresses, but it's done in a way that makes sense. Whereas with us, it's a complicated. Well, it's a lot of topics that are done allegorically, and none of them make sense. So it's hard to grasp what they mean. It's like it's not inherently a bad thing that if you have to explain that ending.
Mm. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I
with
know.
us, it's like you have to literally explain the entire movie. And look, once again, that isn't necessarily a bad thing because in a movie, in the Prestige, you kind of do like the entire film leads up to that twist, which I'm not going to say, but the entire movie leads up to that twist. And there's so many subtleties throughout the script and the film that as if they're not two different entities, but. With Prestige, you can analyze the entire film, but with us, it's not analyzing the film. It's literally explaining what this pretentious Last Jedi fan type stuff means.
Can I
For fuck's sake.
can I set a precedent for all the audience on how shit and confusing us is? I want to set them a precedent. So, I'm someone that's able to understand time travel in any media.
Not mental health. You don't understand. that.
Apparently not mental health.
Yeah, too inexperienced.
Obviously, I have to be intelligent to do cybersecurity. I literally listen to theoretical physics seminars in my spare time and understand those concepts. So, let me tell you this: I still don't understand us. I am still bewildered. Give me endgame time travel. I can explain that like ease. Give me Tenant, and I'll be able to explain that to you. Us, no.
And
It's because it just doesn't add up. There's nothing to be explained, because if you try to explain it, you'll realize the amount of holes in everything.
Yeah, like if you try to think of an overarching theme for the film, there's definitely going to be like 3 scenes at least that contradict your point, because the film itself contradicts contradicts itself at all times. It's fucking retarded. So it's like you can't really get a feeling for what it's trying to go for. But let's see if MatPat can do it for us.
Of course he can. He's MatPat.
Of course.
There once was a movie
Oh my god.
that was highly anticipated by audiences. A movie that came out, and when people saw it, they couldn't articulate why they liked it.
Yeah, because it's shit.
Why
I
they
hate
liked it?
it.
Wait, no.
Oh my-
I mean, a lot of people like it,
hate
to be
it.
fair. So
Well, they're wrong.
yes, they are.
Yeah, that.
I mean, the
I act-
film won a lot of awards. I'm pretty sure it won like a best horror film award, like Golden Globes or some shit, over The Lighthouse.
Of course, it's
So
fucking good.
I rarely say this, but even if you subjectively like us, you're wrong. Like, you're wrong.
funny thing is, and Neb can confirm this, Us is a masterpiece compared to Lucy. So I still rather
Yeah.
watch it. I still rather watch Us than Lucy.
I don't even know what does this mean that MatPat just said. It's like if you look at the positive reviews, it's not just people like lost for words. I don't know how to describe it. They just think it's better than it is.
Yeah, they liked it. They like the thing is, it's actually doing a lot of what video essayists do, the film, because Us is like throwing a lot of ideas, but they're way too vague. So the people who are watching, they project what they think the film means onto the film, and then they're like praising the writing for them writing for the writer, if you get what I mean. So it's like it's not really a deep film. It's very surface level, but it throws ideas that sound deep so that the
Yeah.
audience can be
Yeah,
like, yes, this is really deep because it tackles X, Y, and Z. But in fact, it actually doesn't. It's just them projecting onto the film. So
This is why I compared it to Interstellar. Other than because in the recording I was like, oh, this reminds me of Interstellar. It's bad, but it's actually a good comparison because both films are so in a way meaningless, as in they add up to. How do I explain it? I haven't seen Interstellar in ages, but Interstellar is the most pretentious thing. Oh, love is the only thing that transcends dimensions or whatever. It's like, shut up. But but they're both the most pretentious movies that I think either director will make, and that's not a challenge. But that's the end of my comparison. Yeah. Pretentious.
yeah, I
That's
agree.
a lot,
Actually,
uh,
Interstellar is trying to push the idea that love is the thing that's gonna save the universe. Love is the most important thing, and then it's like it's literally love is what saves them because for some reason when he gets into a fucking black hole, the black hole is like, yo, you're gonna connect your daughter and like decades ago for some reason, and then you're gonna move some books around, and then she's gonna save the world because of that. She's gonna figure out like fucking some fucking equation that's gonna save everyone, and you're gonna escape the black hole because this society that built this fucking black hole thingy wants you to go. They're like fourth dimensional beings, and it's like this doesn't make any sense at all. It's just Nolan wanted the theme of love transcends everything, but he didn't know how to make it within a story that made sense. And it's the same with us, where Jordan Peele is trying to like make a theme work, but it doesn't really because the story is retarded. And then it's like you don't really know what it means because like the story is just doesn't work with the thing that they're trying to put forth. So it's hard to grasp what anything means.
The funny thing is, if he was thrown into a black hole due to the change to gravity, he'll start getting spaghettified and being stretched till he's dead. So
Yeah,
that's
but
what
Neil,
we're
deGrasse,
Yeah, and
Neil
you can
deGrasse
criticize
Tyson said
because
that
the
it
film
would.
is so harshly sci-fi. Apart from the thing with love and stuff like that, like they do time dilation even, and
Yeah.
films don't usually deal with that.
Yeah.
oh, for God's sake, don't
Well,
make me watch it.
I'm pretty sure Neil deGrasse
Ethan
Tyson said
Extra?
that the fucking black hole, it makes sense how it works in Interstellar, so that's fine.
How can you know?
I don't
But
know.
isn't,
He just
like,
said it.
Part of what makes black holes so interesting to people is that we have no idea what they actually are.
Well, we do know how black holes what they do to matter because we can observe it when planets are going towards it, especially with the event horizon. So you could tell like things are getting spaghettified due to how light is being manipulated, basically.
Yeah, but we don't know what happens if you like launch yourself into it and enter a tesseract and start interacting with different moments in time. So how can he be like, oh yeah, it's how it works?
Oh, so to explain this part, what happens is you go into the black hole, and you basically you're dead. But then what gets expelled is all the energy, which is known as Hawking radiation.
Actually, funnily enough, MatPat explains what that is in his Ant-Man video, which is actually not a terrible video. So that's
Yeah,
fine.
that's actually a good video.
I wouldn't say good because he spends like 10 minutes without
Briefly-
talking about the film. Like there's 5 minutes of
Briefly-
actual substance in
It's
it.
good by his standards.
Yeah, his arguments are correct. The fact that Ant-Man creates the fucking would create a black hole and thus would destroy the entire universe, thus making Ant-Man the most broken film in the MCU. I mean, that last part I added onto it, but yeah, that's true.
How is that a theory?
Because the film doesn't do that, so he's like, oh, this is the theory.
Even though
It's not-
it's a little fact as well.
Yeah, it's a scientific fact of how it will work, but it's a
He
theory.
does that a lot. Yeah, he builds his theories based on, I guess, research. Sorry, I got out.
Yeah, like
I don't
there's
know.
some stuff where it's like, yeah, you can see this is a theory. It's like, how would you kill Luke Cage? It's one of his videos. I'm like, yeah, this would be a theory. Because like there may be some other aspects that he's not considering that he doesn't know of that they're going to introduce for the character in some point. But when it's like, oh, this character would create a black hole within the rules established in his own film, that's not a theory. Anyway, this video, we should continue it with scene 17 seconds.
I watched one of his videos earlier today because I knew that we were doing this. I think it was Five Nights at Freddy's, but he literally spends like 10 minutes or 5 minutes.
Oh, that narrows it down.
He spends
The
like
MatPat
5
Freddy's
minutes.
video. Oh yes, the famous one that we all know.
He spends like 5 minutes basically admitting that most of the theories rely on confirmation bias and how they only work if you ignore other things, like how Mario is a psychopath was one of his theories, but you have to ignore all the parts where Mario saves the world and stuff like that. It just seems ridiculous that he admits that he's prey of confirmation bias of most of his theories.
I don't know, yeah, he admits some weird shit in his videos. Like, if you watch all his videos, you can see him contradicting himself a lot, actually. Or him just saying stuff that actively says, like, oh, these other videos are meaningless. I mean, he made a theory about Breaking Bad, the finale, which was like, oh, Walter White is not dead. And then El Camino came out and was like, no, he's actually dead. It's really dumb. Anyway.
Complex, vague, mixed with its metaphors and references, and yet at the same time came across over-explained, empty.
Yeah, it's called lack of subtlety.
This is for children, MatPat.
I mean, if he's making a video on us, it's not really for children because children are gonna watch us.
I thought that earlier as well, and I put some thumbnails of his in the chat, and they were just like blood-stained characters and stuff, even though it's aimed at children.
Yeah,
It's
he
like
does that a
Epic
lot.
Games. It's like Epic Games. He has no iota of a clue. Iota isn't the right word. I just wanted to sound smart. He has no idea who his target audience is. So it's like, oh, remember that theory that I think Neb posted? That was like, oh, Five Nights at Freddy's was inspired by this real life shooting, and it's like, MatPat, what? Why are you talking about a horrific tragedy in your Five Nights at Freddy's video for children? Do you guys remember that? I remember that.
I do.
That was
That's the
One of
very
his
first,
videos-
the first FNAF theory.
Yeah. In one of his videos I watched about Final Fantasy VII, he was like, oh, who killed this character? Who obviously dies, like, very on screen. And he was like, oh, but I don't care because I can have this beautiful other's character chest. And I'm like, were you focused on children while doing this? Because he's, like, really horny in that video, which was very concerning.
To
So
be
I don't
fair,
know
he
how
doesn't write
it
his own videos, so he just sounds
Yeah,
horny. But the
I
people
guess.
who are horny actually are just behind the scripts. Wasn't there a video where he said called lolly sex or some shit?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was like, "Oh yeah, not even that lolly is sexier than math or some shit." He's been
Yeah.
on Twitter for a while.
I don't know how he's still on the fucking YouTube, considering a lot of the shit he said. His old videos especially are full of shit like that.
Remember when Dreamstamp was looking for him?
What?
Remember when Dreamstamp's got like old high school photos of him, and you're like, "Wow, MatPat's so hot."
Really?
I was wondering. You guys don't remember that we were talking about that in this group, like a couple months ago.
I was
Back in,
probably asleep then because I don't remember that.
I probably wasn't added yet.
Let me look it
Yeah,
up.
that's a good point.
Like MatPat simp. There we go. High school MatPat simp.
Okay, that's me.
Oh, it happened one day before the Capitol riots. That's when I That's when I talk about.
There must be a correlation.
About presenting show. I've retweeted who? Well, I can't find it.
Amazing.
This was in.
We're going all over the place.
I think I found it. Oh yeah, I've got it. I'll reply to it in the chat.
All right.
Let's see it.
Here we go.
Oh shit, it didn't work.
You idiot.
Whenever you want. No.
This is an entertaining
I go on
podcast.
You do know we're on stream right now. We can't
Hey,
get
Yeah.
It worked.
leave Neb alone. Leave
Yeah, it
Neb
was.
alone.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna show that on
Oh,
stream.
No, don't show this. No, don't
Oh,
show
what
this.
the
No,
fuck?
no, don't show this.
What in the fuck?
I'm not gonna show
Don't
that
you
on stream.
remember
No.
this?
That's a thing.
Oh, yeah, I remember
I
this.
remember
That's
this.
I remember that. That's why I mentioned it.
Yeah, I was definitely asleep
right,
during
yeah,
this. I didn't
You
say
tagged me
anything
when
during.
you tagged me till to get in here because I'm bisexual, and I said I'm a faggot, but I have standards. Yeah, my point still stands. I would not go for him. Ugh.
Good at you. I mean, would you not go?
Well done.
Don't you see his face on stream right now? Like, would you not go for this?
I would.
No.
Like, come on.
Wait, hang on.
What do you mean no?
No, I would
Well,
never
that's
go with
amazing.
I know, right? Anyway,
The hidden horrors that you overlooked in us. And the scariest thing of all. Spoilers.
What the fuck? was
Hello,
that?
Internet! Welcome to Film Theory! Now, let me make one thing clear up front. Us is a great movie. But
No, no.
well, that's a
Look at
good
this
start.
Great start, guys. No.
Fucking hell.
I actually have an answer a 0 out of 10 because it's incomprehensible.
The cinematography is good though. Like, it looks cool, and the music is good, and Lupita isn't awful. So, that's all the praise I can
look,
give.
it could look cool all at once. It's still
Yeah.
retarded.
Yeah. Jeb, I can't wait
No,
till
it's
you
great
watch
what you talk about.
Lucy because it's so much worse. It's so much worse.
He'll just die if he watches Lucy.
It's incredible
Yeah.
that Marcus said he created his whole YouTube just to shit on us, and now he's like, Lucy is so much worse.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Lucy
that's-
is incredibly worse than fucking us. It's so much worse, dude.
I'm terrified because I'm the science guy as well.
Yeah, I'm scared for what it's gonna do to your mental health, but you know, it's gonna
Content.
be fun. Though. Yeah, we're gonna. You may kill yourself, but it'll be worth it for the ECUM extra that comes out. So
Yes.
it's also a hard movie. I think everyone was
hard
really
movie?
excited to see what Jordan
Oh,
Peele's
boy,
follow-up to
yeah.
Get Out would be. And
oh yeah, so excited because Get Out is a fucking masterpiece, isn't that right? Have you guys seen Get Out?
To be fair, I wasn't
I
not
know,
excited. I wasn't not excited to see what he'd do next. But at the time, I was like 9, so
I was like, I was just like, okay, so Get Out was bad, but not awful. Considering the direction was good and cinematography was great, music was good. I'm like, okay, if he puts the work into his next film, it could be good. And then Us came out, and now I hate everything he does. So
You just do direction. Like the direction was fine.
yeah,
I don't know about Get Out. I'm talking about Us. I haven't seen Get Out, but the direction was fine in Us. You should just not fight.
exactly.
You should just hit.
He's
that
like
part.
J.J. Abrams or Ryan Johnson. He just don't touch the script. But if you want to direct,
That would actually be great if you had someone else write it, because then he could still put all the symbolism stuff in.
yeah, kind of like Zack Snyder.
Because the
But
symbolism is fine.
yeah,
It's just that it can't be the only thing that the movie has going for it.
which it always
I actually
is.
want to see
Like the
a-
11/11
like a-
shit.
I want to see like an Aaron Sorkin written Jordan Peele movie.
That would be
That's an
interesting.
interesting combination.
Yeah, that's a very interesting combination. I don't think Aaron Sorkin would write a horror film like that, but maybe. Who knows? To be fair, Jordan Peele did say he doesn't want to work with white actors, so who knows?
Us doesn't disappoint. It's just different than the
Right.
horror movie that I think a lot of people were expecting, myself included.
Yeah, I
Whereas
was expecting a good movie.
It's
Get
expecting
Out
a
is-
horror movie.
I was expecting to be scared, and I was.
I had literally no expectations. I had no idea what the fuck it was.
included. Whereas Get Out is pretty self-explanatory in its themes about race, Us plays with a lot of big ideas that don't immediately seem to fit together. There are
They
themes
don't
of
fit
religion,
together.
race,
They don't
sexuality,
immediately seem to
free
fit together. They
will,
just
all
don't fit together.
Like they just don't fit together at all.
MatPat is
It's
saying
like he had
otherwise.
a load of ideas, but he couldn't pick one. So it's just like, I'll just do them all.
I'll just put all of them in the
I'm ju-
fucking film. And then let the audience think for themselves. Like, and if they don't, they're gonna think they're not smart. Therefore, I'm gonna seem smart anyway. It's genius.
race, duality, free will, all told through the story of underground mazes, cloning experiments, nationwide hand-holding, the smooth flow of loonies,
Notice I got 5 on it. It's about drugs.
and rabbits. A whole
That
lot.
was really weirdly edited.
I was about to say, was that
Wrong bit.
relevant at all?
Yeah, I don't get why the rabbits were so relevant to have a 3-minute long shot in the intro of Rabbit.
I mean, I didn't mean the rabbits. I meant like in terms of the video. But yes, the rabbits are also retarded. But like he put the clip of when the kid asks, what does I got 5 on it mean?" And then the girl says it's about drugs, but he cut it in the middle, so it just seems really out of place. It's like, what does I got 5 on it? And then he cuts before he finishes the sentence. It's weird. And it doesn't really add anything to the fucking video because he already made the joke. So that's just overstating, making the joke overstay its welcome. So that's retarded. But anyway,
well, you see,
rabbits.
Comedy hits 3 times, you see?
But that's why I can't. I don't. There's no which makes sense of that, but sure. But then we have fucking these rabbits. It was great, wasn't it? Like 5 minutes of rabbits and music playing while we saw all the credits.
I don't even know what he was aiming for, because it's
Amazing.
not like you're achieving anything by making us stare at these rabbits for 3 minutes.
It was that they are not free; they're encaged, just like
It's
the
not like
tethered.
it's giving us an unsettling feeling or anything. We're just looking at rabbits.
And with music playing, yeah, it's like the camera zooming out, and then it's like, oh, these are rabbits. Okay. It's
If it was about like classified, then why wouldn't you put like the black rabbits below the white rabbits or something artsy like that? That would have been funnier.
I don't know, dude. I genuinely
Or
I have no clue why he did the thing with the rabbits in the beginning. It's really out of place.
Rabbits. Now, when I say it's a hard movie, I mean that it's one that requires a lot of thought and
Mm.
even some research.
you're
to
not
really
smart enough
appreciate
to
and
understand
understand.
us.
You need a minimum 500 IQ to understand us.
Yeah.
People usually say that he's saying it requires a lot of thought. People usually say that you shouldn't try to think about it, because as soon as you do,
It makes no sense.
you realize it doesn't work. And now
Yeah.
he's saying you have to think about it a lot.
Yeah, no, it's like you have these barriers of a level of thought. So you have your average moviegoer who watches a film and is like, this, I don't get what it meant. And then you think about it a bit more, and then it's like, no, the story makes no sense. Then you think about it a bit more, and then the story finally makes sense, and it's actually a masterpiece. So most people are usually on the first and second level.
I'm
MatPat is
sure
a level above us.
thinking about it a lot will explain why something like when they're holding hands on the beach, if the line continued that direction, it wouldn't even be going across the country. It would be going up. Thinking about it a lot solves that problem. And there's also something like when the family are driving at the end, to be where they are, they must have driven through the line, but we just don't see that for some reason.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Well, but not that close, are they? Because
But I'm sure if I think about it harder, it will make sense.
What were you saying, Brit?
It's a hard movie.
Yes, it is a hard movie.
Just call it a complicated movie. I'll call it a hard movie.
And because it has this big twist and really explanatory monologue at the very end, I think a lot of people walk out of this assuming that they got it, just because they got the surface level information about a girl who was swapped with her soulless double. But there is so much more here.
You know something funny? Hold on, let me rewind this. So here he said, a girl who was swapped with her soulless double.
Isn't that the other way around?
It is the other way around, because he showed the girl after and the soulless double before. So that's cool.
Yeah, but it's the soulless double finding the girl, and the
Yes.
soulless double lives the real life, I guess. And
Yeah.
Neither
Finding
of
her
them should be
somehow.
soulless. But neither of them should be soulless, though.
They're
yeah,
not.
they're
this-
like half and half.
I mean,
Yeah,
they share a soul. It's weird. They share a soul. Yes, that's what the film
But
says.
like the Lupita that goes above gets a soul because she marries the unfunny big black guy. But the Lupita who she kidnapped was the original, and she was where did her soul go?
I doubt.
Is there like do the souls change like up the escalator or something?
Like if the people below are copying everyone above because the people above are the ones with the souls, then that would mean that when they swap places, the one below should be in control of the one above.
Not only
but it's
that,
not, they swap.
they wouldn't swap places. It makes no sense that they do swap places.
And also, the fact that what's her name, Adelaide swaps with her to begin with. Why is she not tethered, like not stuck down there, like every single other person is?
Because she looks at
And
the
that's-
fucking escalator and is like, "Whoa, I can go up," because nobody thought of that before.
But she shouldn't have conscious thought.
But themes.
How did she get that? How did she like break
that's the
off? How did
whole-
she become untethered?
she's built different.
That's what triggers the whole movie starting. Because then Lupita, when she's down there, is the one who triggers everyone else to snap out of it. But they didn't explain why she snapped out of it in the first place.
It did
How
not
did
explain why
Lupita
the
get out
others
of the
snapped out of it.
handcuffs when she was a little girl?
She broke her wrist.
She danced so much that the cuffs just fell off.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because that was like the dumbest part of the movie when they're like, "Oh, you're a leader because you can dance well." Because apparently there was not a tethered version of a professional dancer or anything. Apparently there's no like America's Got Talent. I almost said Britain's Got Talent. America's Got Talent. Of course, there's no one like that. It's got to be this little girl who must have been the best girl youth dancer in the entire nation. Okay.
Yeah, well, you see,
And
the
she's
US
just-
only has one dancer.
She's just fine living down there, even though she's like however old. It's not like she was unconscious when she was brought down there. She should realize like what the hell is happening, and then she just decides I'm gonna stay down here and
Yeah,
dance.
she should just walk up the fucking escalator. It's not hard.
Why don't the tether just like eat her?
Oh, what did you ask, bro?
Why didn't the tether just like eat her or something?
Eat her?
They're shown to be
I
like-
don't think they would, because they have the rabbits, and that's what they eat. Raw rabbit for some reason. Even
Like if the version
No,
of her who doesn't have a brain basically can figure her way out somehow, then the one who should be conscious should be able to.
yes. I guess she
How
was
do the
handcuffed.
like,
It's
exist?
a minimal
long,
amount
I
of thought we're putting in here, and it's already broken.
How did they become tethered in the first place?
It was an experiment by the government to create
And
Right,
then
but
clones.
they have-
decided just to leave
They
them there.
wouldn't be tethered to begin with.
they
Like, who was the first clone?
so they tried to create a clone, and then it was like, oh no, they don't have souls, and then they left them in the on the underground because yes.
You guys have guns.
That's what I was thinking. That like, if this film is so much about America, what is the like? Guns are so American, and yet there isn't a single one in the film.
So, like, no president. So I'm going to assume that it was by order of the president or something. No president was like, oh, I messed up majorly here. I don't want to be like Richard Nixon. I'm just going to kill all these guys.
Reality is,
So,
that,
Why
yeah.
don't you try to do that to cover it up?
the reality is they would have banned all the corpses.
Yeah,
Yes.
or maybe the government just didn't kill them because they were like, oh, they'll die down there. Because it makes sense that they would, because they can't survive. just
But
eating
they have
rabbits.
rabbits though. Rabbits like
And then what are the rabbits eating?
they're eating each other. They're cannibal rabbits.
Not though.
How did
They
the
eat
rabbits
their own
broke
shit.
it?
Yeah,
Like,
someone
sentinel
asked in
island
chat
should
why
be
the
rabbits
floors are so clean, even though rabbits poop like 100 times a day. It's because the rabbits are eating their own shit, which is how they continue living. It makes perfect sense.
Where is the sewer system?
It
Is there no sewer system and subway system in America?
well, it's
And
connected
someone is
to it, isn't it?
powering. There's lights and stuff too, so it's being powered somehow.
Yes,
which
there's
costs
power being
money.
diverted there. Yeah.
Wait,
Where's
hold
the power
on.
coming from?
The escalator even works.
This is-
So
Yeah.
There's a sewer system and there's a subway system. So surely they must have been ordered to, because it isn't that far down. And if it's all across America, how would they would have been instructed to
No,
avoid that?
so the thing
They would
is,
have been like, all right, don't go here.
so it's
How
like
would they have not been like, what's there?
so
How would it have
that's
stayed a secret, Marcus?
that's explained in theory by the
No,
first.
it isn't.
No, it's not. Let me talk. It's explained in theory by the fucking the beginning when the film starts. Let me open the film to get the screenshot.
It's explained in theory.
Yes, in
No,
theory.
I want an
That's
actual
theory.
explanation.
I can't give
How
you an
it
actual
stayed a
explanation. This
secret
film is
Since
retarded.
like the 1940s.
Here,
Surely it was around then.
no, let me.
Where did they get the technology to do that? Back in the 1940s.
They're fucking awesome, dude.
we see people who would have been born in like the 60s. When did Hands Across America happen?
1985, I think.
Alright, so they would have been born in the 60s, her parents, right?
Yeah, even
So
probably
how-
before, probably 50s.
So it would have been around the fifth. No, it would have been in the 50s that they made the cloning machine. How did they
Yeah.
do that? In the 50s. In the 50s,
They're just built different.
electricity didn't exist. I don't know what it was like in the 50s.
It's different.
To-
50.
Electricity doesn't exist in the 50s.
To put in perspective, for the 50s, you still didn't have proper programming. You had to write onto cards and then have like a device compile it. So you had to do most of the
Yeah.
work. They're not creating
You
a
still
clone
got, buried in pyramids. There's still castle sieges.
Castle
1950s.
Like, why does it even start with that? That's not what they look like. Even they don't look like abandoned subway system stuff. They're very clearly designed with bedrooms
It looks
and
like an
stuff like that.
asylum.
I like corridors.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't.
And they
know.
have bedrooms,
It's the way the
and
film tries to explain it, but it
bathrooms.
it makes no sense.
So does every president? Is it like? Does every president learn about this?
The current
I don't
government must
think
know
so. I don't
because
think
they
they,
know.
they must be spending money to keep the lights on.
So
Maybe they
Come,
just think
like,
it's like they're
Obama.
powering a subway station, therefore it's like normal power spending. I don't know.
Obama was never like, all right, let's just get rid of them because we've basically abandoned them. Why wouldn't any president? Surely every president would learn about the tethered when he comes. He or he comes into office. So, how wouldn't they? Why
Like,
did
even if
no
they-
president go? Let's get rid of them.
Even
This
if
is
they
dope.
left them down there expecting them to die, but they survived somehow because the rabbits or something, like it was an oversight, then they would still check on it eventually to see if they were right, especially because they're powering stuff down there.
Yeah, I mean, why did they leave the power on? If they want them to die, it's way easier if they leave the power
yeah,
off.
that makes no sense. Why
Just
give them
turn off
power
the
and
heating.
food?
They don't. They shouldn't even need lights, surely, because they're not in control of themselves.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Just mustard gas them.
Why don't you just like, what's the word? I was gonna say explode. Explode isn't the right word. Why don't you use explosives to close the exit?
Exactly. I
Because
think we
of
said that
course
at the time. Like you cement it. You wouldn't just leave a
Yeah,
door
no,
connected
but-
to amazing
down.
mirrors for some reason.
Just seal them down there.
yeah, but like the escalator is going down. That's why nobody went up. Makes sense.
No, yeah, of course.
From the
Oh
pieces
yeah,
of
the
the game.
genius plan presented by the United
Yeah,
States
but
government, the most powerful government in history, the most powerful government in the world, has the security for a army of how many people live in America? Like 700
300
million people. A 700
million, but sure.
million.
700 million.
I'm pretty sure it's 700 million.
Sure, it's 300. I'm pretty sure.
I saw an escalator going
They're
down,
like
and they were like, "That'll keep them
1.5
there."
billion
There's no way they'll be able to
people.
get past that.
The
It's-
most powerful nation in the country, and their biggest defense for a almost, I'm gonna just assume, like 800 million person army.
What?
And it's like, oh yeah, we'll just turn the
What?
Brit, I just sent you a fucking
basically there.
picture. It's
800 million person army. I don't even think China's got that.
no, China has
Well, no,
1.5 billion. What are you
it's an
saying?
The army would be made up of the tethered. The tethered are the it's like I'm thinking of it as an army that would come up and kill everyone.
Yeah.
So you have the power to kill or get rid of. Kill or get rid of a 328.2 million person army. And you're like, oh yeah, escalator go down. Even though you have the biggest stockpile of nuclear weapons, not that you'd use them, but in comparison to how powerful the United States is, they have like 60,000 nuclear warheads, and they have a huge army, and they have the most powerful. Never mind, not the most powerful government. They have a government. So why wouldn't they be like, yeah, let's make better defenses? Why wouldn't they be like, just machine gun them down?
Because
It's
the
so
escalator
hard to
going
think.
down is enough. Everyone knows that. Nobody
Like-
goes an escalator. No, nobody goes up an escalator that's going down. It's just common knowledge.
I've literally done that before.
I do that for
If the Tethers are
fun.
capable, if they're capable of being how they are in the film, like they're literally hunting people down and killing them. If the government found out about that and they didn't know about it, then they would just bring them up and use them as like cannon fodder as soldiers or something.
Hmm.
I like how in Shaun the Dead, the military are better than in us.
Amazing. So yeah, this. I guess we arrived at the conclusion that
And also, even like there's cloning technology in this world that existed since the 1940s, and that hasn't changed anything about the modern world.
Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah, no, cloning is not really a big deal. Like, it's not like they would continue to try to recreate clones. Like, and if they are soulless, you can just have them, like, throw these soulless clones into wars, and they'd be, and like have them fighting. And like, if you wanna actually just have, if you like can't control them because the soul belongs to the other person, to the person who's above, just have them be like in the simulator. So like, they can see what the other person is seeing through like a camera or something. And then you send these people to war. And then that's that. Like, because it doesn't matter if these people die or not, because they're clones.
And you could just
They
make
don't
more.
feel pain for some reason.
Oh yeah, that's
Also-
true. They don't
Oh,
feel
yeah,
pain.
oh, yeah,
Remember
they
when
receive
Adelaide fucking hit the that white dude? What's his name? The white
The
dad.
white
Like,
guy.
yeah, with the fucking crowbar in his head, and he was like,
O.J.
"No, I'm
Simpson
still
guy.
fine."
No, I'm still fine. I don't have brain damage or anything. I'm completely fine.
Remember when the
And
girl,
even though-
like, one of the girls falls off the second floor to a glass table with a golf club in her head, and she's like, "Yeah, I just stand up," and she just dies when the kid hits her.
It's a great film. Yeah. So now
So, oh
Matt.
And
no,
this is what happens
removing
when you
your
think
soul.
about it at all, MatPat.
Removing your soul removes the ability to feel pain and get brain damage and, break a bone.
In Supernatural, the first is true that
paralyzed.
you don't feel pain when you don't have a soul. But yeah, the rest is true.
So, what about, like, blind people?
What about them?
This isn't about the movie. Let's just talk about blind people.
Oh, okay.
No, but I mean, like, do they
Anyway,
get
play.
blind?
What?
Do they get blind? Can they get... What about people who have, like, brain damage?
The
Like,
Yes,
what
clones
about people
also
who
have
get
brain damage,
hit
I
in the
guess.
head by a
I
golf
guess
club?
the
What about-
tethered gets
Then
brain
someone
damage.
else on the underground sewers, they hit the other person in the head.
Right, but what if,
Okay.
like...
Or,
in-
unless you're like
up
saying, oh,
above,
what if
it's
they
like-
get like in a car accident and they get a brain damage? It's like, I don't fucking know what happens. The person just becomes
Right,
retarded.
I mean, like, let's replay the exact same situation that Lupita Nyong'o... I'm just going to say Lupita. Lupita hit this guy in the head with a golf club. Let's just pretend that the guy is from up above and that the tethered, are still down, down in the sewers or whatever. So, if it's the exact same area, the exact same hit, what happens? And up above, this guy has like permanent brain damage. He can't speak. He's a retard. What about the tethered? Comes to him because he doesn't feel pain in it.
Well,
It's
yeah,
the
he wouldn't
exact
feel
same.
pain. He would just keep doing what the person up above is doing. So it's just like he'd.
I guess he would pretend to be injured.
Yeah,
he would act like he just got hit in
he'd
the
act
head.
like he has brain damage, even though he doesn't actually have it. I guess.
What if he died by that? The
Then
exact same thing, like up above. Then you just have to keep hitting him until he dies. Down below.
Down below. Yeah, I guess.
Is it like some like bad comedy sketch? Is it like a Key and Peele sketch where he just won't die?
I think
It makes
so.
me think, like, I said this after the film as well. Imagine like you're someone who like lost a leg in a war or something. When the tethered come up, are you then facing yourself, but he still has legs? And like transgender people even who have gone through a transition, are they up against themselves at the current age that they are, but they're the gender they used to be? Because that's like the most intense dead naming you could possibly experience. Is your other gendered self coming to attack you.
Why should it be in the movie? It should have been a film about transgender rights or something.
I mean, that would have made more sense. To be fair.
No.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Anyway, this video.
But there
yeah,
is
this video I
so
watched.
much more here. The horror of this movie isn't the tethered and their aggressive use of scissors. It's not even how creepy, mildly racist fun houses on the strands of tourist beaches lead to underground testing facilities. No,
What was
us
mildly
is
racist
real-
about the funhouse?
It,
It's
Yeah,
pretty
I don't-
difficult,
I was
apparently.
thinking about that. What's mildly racist about the funhouse?
I don't get it.
what?
It's a stereotype of native Indians. Yeah.
It's racist because
think
if you're
that to be
black,
stereotypes.
your reflection doesn't actually reflect you. It tries to choke you. That's what the film is trying to say.
Wow. Wow.
See?
Kind of deserved.
Oh, I was gonna make.
I kid.
Really about the failure of the American dream. What you can see throughout the movie are glimpses of the perfect American life where all the characters seem to be doing great, but all of these moments are actually hollow, meaningless, or just weirdly miss the mark in some way. And by the
What?
end, it's not the clones that are killing us, it's America. It's
What?
us.
No, the clones are literally
it is
killing them.
literally
The
the
clones are
clones.
literally killing them. They go up and they use scissors and they cut people's throats out.
Yeah, even though Lupita's clone says we're Americans, I don't think that's how that works.
It's called us because you asked. Please tell me that's not the actual reason.
That's actually something a lot of people
I did
say that
something.
the way the letters are in the title, it's supposed to be US as well, not just us as in, you know.
Just America's trying to kill itself. Okay. So by logic, you know, when Japan did Pearl Harbor, America was killing itself.
Yes.
Okay. Neat. Fucking MatPat. Fuck you.
The US. Let's look at the facts. What first clued me in that this is the direction the film was headed
Facts.
was a really odd line during the first encounter with the tethered. The
Oh, no.
doppelgangers have broken into the
Americans.
lake house
Oh,
of the
yeah.
Wilsons and have everyone seated for a good old story time. But when the family's father, Gabe, asks the tethered, "Who are you?" the response is one that catches everyone off guard.
It doesn't. It's the most on the nose thing. It's like, oh,
yeah.
okay, you're just stating the
It is a
fucking.
weird line though, because it's just not what she should be saying.
Yeah, it makes no sense that she would say that. Yeah.
It's very clunky as dialogue, yeah.
We're Americans.
Both in the movie and out in the theater. Not that these are twins, not that they're the tethered, not even that they're shadows or a weird government science experiment gone wrong. No, the response is...
We're Americans.
Because it's pretentious as
American.
fuck.
I know, right?
It's weird,
It's
right?
really
And not
pretentious.
like random weird. This line is clearly weird with a purpose. Anytime a
no
character
shit.
sits down the villain and says, "What are you?" you know that the response is going to be important. And it got me thinking. It also got me buying another ticket to watch it from the beginning with this new context. And looking
fucking
all the
kill
way
yourself.
through the film.
Kill yourself. You paid
Like,
twice
that's
to watch
so
this
early
film. Wow.
That line is so
Why would you
early
do that
on.
to
It's
yourself?
not like he's missed much. He has to rewatch the first 20 minutes with that new context.
I mean, it's not really early on because if you, I don't know if you remember, but nothing happens in the first tower. So that line is like 50 minutes
Oh,
into
I
the
have
film.
to watch the rabbit shot again with the new context of the American line.
I had to watch the dad in the boat being like, I made it work.
Oh, it goes slightly to the left, which explains how the boat just gets back to where I was afterwards. It's not convenient at all.
The frisbee landed on the circle and it's perfectly fits. Whoa, new context.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember that. That was great.
11-11. Woo!
Gotta love 11-11.
Why isn't
11-11, 7-11, 9-11.
No.
why is it doesn't Red, instead of saying we're Americans, why doesn't she just say what happened? Because she knows about them switching places. You'd think she could just talk about
Because,
that immediately.
She kind of forgot.
Because
like she's keeping it a
she wants to
secret as
take
well.
revenge on them and to be sadistic, and she wants to lead her Lupita back to the layer.
Yeah, but she tells them that about themselves, but she doesn't mention them switching places
It's
when
because,
she should.
you know, you have the theme of the lower class,
They want to
lower
retain
class,
the
upper class, and the thing is that they are meant to be the lower class, and the thing about the lower class is that they're so stupid they forget these important events in their life.
Amazing, Brit. That is clearly what Jordan Peele is saying.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, he's a rich millionaire Hollywood guy, director, storyteller, comedian.
Are you just like reading his Twitter bio?
Black person.
She just puts it through his Twitter bio: director, filmmaker, storyteller, black person.
Black. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he did that because of his movies.
Yeah,
He'd really like to remind you that he is an African American.
he indeed is.
I don't know why he wants to
Start-
shove his. Never mind.
To finish, it becomes clear that we see the theme of America and the American dream play an oddly important role throughout all the events of the film.
The theme of
opening
America.
seconds of the movie are spent telling us some random facts about underground tunnels. Apparently, miles of tunnels crisscross underneath the United States that are now abandoned, empty, and forgotten. Now, why tell us this? Especially as the very first thing we see as a part of this movie. I mean,
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what we call lack of
Question.
subtlety. It tells exactly.
Yeah.
It tells us exactly what it needs to tell us. With like, it's not dialogue. It's literally just text on screen saying something
Yeah.
that in theory
Why
fixes a plot
tell
hole
us
later in the
this?
film. Like,
But
Not
it's
too many.
literally where they come from. Why
It's also
wouldn't
like
you
why
say
tell
that?
us because you didn't have to. It's like I said that as well. It's like It Follows. They don't explain where the monster comes from, and it works fine.
it works so much better and It Follows. Like the fact that they don't explain anything.
Why did they
about it.
try and explain it in Us? It doesn't. I don't even know why.
It makes it
And
way
if you're
better.
gonna try and explain it, like in Alien, you better make sure that it actually makes sense.
Yeah, the example I'd use, and I'll stay vague because we still haven't finished watching Bly. Bly Manor episode 8, it explains everything that needs to be explained in regards to the mechanics of how everything works, and it makes sense. So if you're gonna do that, you need to put the legwork into actually making it make sense. Also, watch Bly Manor if you're watching the stream, it's fantastic.
If it like people will argue that that type of stuff doesn't matter, so why even did he do it to begin with?
Thematic value because it's underground and
Also, the
upper class,
picture
lower
he
class.
just showed, it clearly is not the same as the what should I call it, underground facility or whatever that the tethered are
Oh no,
in.
yeah, it was just
Like,
a normal tunnel, yeah.
Yeah, he showed up like a hallway, and this is like an asylum, a building.
I mean, yeah, it has like white tiles and
Would make
everything.
more
It's
sense
so
if it looked
clean
like that.
and whatnot in the underground. It's like it's clearly not just a tunnel. It's they build these facilities for some reason.
When you think of a subway, you don't think about what he showed in like what the movie shows.
Yeah, no, it's weird.
Also,
Sure.
if that's the point as well, that it's supposed to be about how it's classified or whatever, you'd think you would make the below areas all dingy and stuff to show that the living conditions are awful.
Yes, but he does so by having them eating raw rabbit or some shit, and
which
eating
they
raw
shouldn't,
rabbit.
which they wouldn't know to take issue with because they don't really have brains.
Yes, and also that
Yeah,
doesn't
and
make sense
they
because how the
look just
fuck
so-
are those rabbits still alive? But yeah.
Especially because the escalator is not guarded, so if any other tether besides Lupita, I'm calling her Lupita, I don't remember the name.
It's Adelaide, but
Um,
yeah, just call her repeat.
Yeah. If any other tether thinks, oh wait, we could actually go upstairs, they will be like, oh look, there's more food. There's like civilization. There's the sun. Like there is more than rabbit food.
I've just thought as well. Adelaide, when she's a child, goes down there, and she's the one responsible for planning them rising up.
Yes.
She has not only somehow she's managed to get this plan to every single of all of the millions of tethered underneath all of the country, but she's enacted this plan with her knowledge of the upper world that she had when she was like 7 years old or something.
Yes.
Because she's
Yeah, 7-year-olds know everything there is to know about the world. We know that.
how did it like? She can't have got any more information. So it's basically a 7-year-old has toppled America, and the army stood no chance apparently.
The 7-year-olds can barely like do basic math, but she took over America, I guess.
Yeah, most 7-year-olds they're just lazy. She put in the legwork too, you know. Topple America.
She's the big 7-year-old.
Yeah, she's the one and only 7-year-old.
To this movie. I mean, sure, the ending takes place in one of those tunnels, but that seems like overkill to start the movie off on something that barely pays off. And
That was so goofy.
Thank you, MatPat. Thank you for showing out.
I'm gonna watch this again. It was so goofy. It just shows the slow-mo running.
Seems like overkill to start the movie off on something that barely pays off.
Amazing.
Why?
One would really question if it wasn't there. Instead, I think the reason why is that it sets up the American dream theme immediately. America,
What?
the country,
American
is often considered
dream
superficial.
That line has nothing to do with the American dream about tunnels, other than mentioning the word America once.
American
dream
we
about
love
tunnels.
American dream. We love fucking digging, boys.
Figuratively, but also America the country is superficial literally. There is nothing under the surface. It's empty.
No, there genuinely is a lot under the surface. That's
There are subways.
yeah. Are you like New York is famous for having subways that take you anywhere you want to go? Like
you just said
Well, I
that
don't
some
think-
were used for the facility.
I don't think he literally means it. There's nothing underneath America. I don't know. That's just my theory. I think he means like
That's just my
metaphorically.
theory.
oh,
That's
metaphorically.
just my theory.
like
But
so
he doesn't literally
the
mean
so-
there are no tunnels underground under America. I'm pretty sure he means, oh, American people are fat and stupid.
The thing is,
I think
he's
he
trying
means
to say,
so America is only the superficial, like they want the American dream, that dream life, but they don't actually know why they want it. And it's why like that's what creates a class divide. Like they want to achieve something, but they don't really know why. Instead of helping
Yes,
the
they do,
lower class
though.
people.
yeah, they literally.
I
This is the
want.
thing.
I would like to be a millionaire because I don't want to be poor. This is why. It's not because I'm a self-level human. It's because I don't want to live in a sewer tunnel like these tethered people. These tethered folk.
Literally, there's like 5 core aspects of the American dream, and they're all quite nuanced. So you got liberty, democracy, opportunity, equality, and then rights because of the amendments. Those are the 5, and they're like, there's so much that goes into that. So it can't be surface level, and why they want it can't be surface level. It governs everything America tries to strive and do. It makes no sense.
Martin Luther King's dream was about tunnels.
Hollow. All America is on the surface, and underneath are just a bunch of abandoned tunnels filled with nothing. You think that's a stretch? Honestly, I wouldn't
It's not
blame you.
filled
It
with
seems
nothing.
like a pretty big leap to make, but let's look at another key element of the movie. The Hands Across
Oh my
America
god, this
campaign.
ADHD editing.
Oh, it's 1986.
I used to
Oh, no,
actually
I was
watch
wrong.
MatPat unironically because I like some of his videos. I don't know why. I like some of his videos, and it's like, bruh, why? How do people actually watch these with this ADHD? I need to find a different. I've only used it once. What else? Synonym of ADHD. Autistic,
Autistic.
yeah.
Autistic.
Autistic editing. It's like, oh, we need to find the key, and it shows some key to the American, and it shows the American flag. Dream, and it shows a stock image of a man asleep or something. Like, bruh.
It's to like catch your attention. Like, yes, keep watching the video and either don't click off or don't look off the screen.
Well,
You need to
funnily
keep
enough, he's talking
watching.
about like how America's superficial. His videos are superficial. He has this editing to keep you watching it, but if you actually pay attention to what he's saying, you realize how retarded he is.
Wow.
And he
It's
knows
like
that because
Jordan
he
Peele's
admitted to
movie art.
confirmation bias.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele should make a movie about MatPat because that's very metaphorical.
It's gonna need
He's
to be a
surface
black
level.
MatPat though, so played
Just
by
get
Anarchy.
MatPat in blackface.
Or yeah, that works as well.
I have a theory that all my black brothers and sisters will stand unite. I don't know. I don't know the speech. Stupid speech. Honestly, unification and race equality is a nightmare.
If we ever, if we ever get monetized, oof.
Across America campaign. Less than 2 minutes into the film, we see a commercial for this thing, and then it's the final shot of the movie, with thousands of tethered joining hands once they kill off their surface-dwelling counterpart. You might not be familiar with it, but Hands Across America took place in 1986 and involved 15 minutes of people holding hands across the country to raise money to, quote, cure homelessness and hunger. It happened at the height of the Reagan era, which was a time marked by a lot of national growth and an 80s-tastic feeling of positivity on one hand, but also blind, unchecked
Wait a minute, what year did he say that took place?
1986.
86.
Because I've just also thought about Adelaide or whoever she is planning this. She must have put this into her plan. So she must know about this.
She knew. She was watching TV about watching Hands Across America. That's the first shot of the film.
And she remembered it 20-something years later and was like, let's do this. That will make our
She
point.
had her t-shirt.
Well, yeah,
Her
Hands
t-shirt
Across
was
America is like
about
a
Hands
big
Across
thing
America.
in history, isn't it? So,
Yeah, but she's
like,
6.
you remember it. I wasn't even born, and I know what Hands Across America is, Neb.
I didn't know about it.
I didn't know about it before us either. But the point is, she had a t-shirt that had the Hands Across America thing when she was down there, which is why I think they justify her remembering it.
Hands Across America t-shirt. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that cool?
Dealing and dealing on the
charity
other.
event to
And
cure
nothing
homelessness.
shows this better than Hands Across America. The event itself managed to raise a massive amount of money, $32 million, which is great, especially when it's back in the 1980s, until you consider that the company that ran this thing paid out $17 million of those dollars to pay its own bills. And when it comes to charitable events, any quote-unquote administration fees over 20% are considered to be pretty darn egregious. So the homeless saw much less of that total amount than it initially seemed. So already in this opening moment, we see what appears to be a great moment of, yeah, America uniting for change. And it's this grand gesture that looks awesome on the outside, is emotionally moving, but is already questionable what's under the surface. It
I've
looked
just
great.
realised something. That's perfect for what us is. That it looks on the surface like it's great, but then if you think about it in the slightest, it's awful.
Oh no. We're doing what MatPat wants, and we're not arriving at the same conclusion. Oh no.
Jordan Peele intentionally made it non-functional under the surface because that's the point.
Yeah, of course. It's complete in its incompleteness.
Pretentious as fuck, Marcus.
I know, right?
Why?
But like the idea itself of Hands Across America, it's like a lot of people, they got together and they raised money. It's like, that's not bad. What a company did, that doesn't ruin the American dream. These people trying to help homelessness, that is a good thing. Like, there are two things: the company that was running it being bad, and like these people who are like, I want to help, and they raised, how much money did you say? $32 million. So
32 million, yes. But the thing is, the tethered are not these people, because the tethered are killing people instead of helping. So I don't know how killing your original, original double helps. I don't see it.
And in real life, I doubt that they did a straight line across the country. Like, look at this picture that's on screen now. It just is 5 people holding hands. They're not like in a connected line that's going straight across the country, because that doesn't make any sense. Because there'd be like steep cliffs and stuff.
Already
Well, the ending
questionable.
shot has them. The ending shot has them, like when they're driving away, you can see helicopters going
over
through
mountains and
and
everything,
yeah.
What's under the surface. It looked great on the surface, but when it came to actual substance, it, once again, is empty. But okay, we need to move on from
empty, except like the entire country, they managed
That's
to
so
raise
perfectly
$32
described,
million. How is that empty?
Yeah.
Like, fucking
Yeah.
hell.
And even if they took away 17 million of that, that's still like almost half.
Yeah, they
half
still have $15
of-
million left. Like, fucking hell.
Well, it's not actually pretty good to cure homelessness. Homelessness is an epidemic.
Yes.
opening scenes
talk
to
about the homeless
actual
real
movie.
quick.
Fast
Ah,
forward
yes. What do you want to say about the homeless, Brit?
Man, we buy a house, bro.
For fuck's sake.
to the actual movie. Fast forward to the present day version of our protagonist Adelaide and her family, and you see they are full of cliches of the perfect American life, or more accurately, almost the perfect American life. Jordan Peele has
Yeah, they're
chosen
not
to include a
white.
bunch of
Jesus Christ.
Why? Why?
So the thing is, Brit's accurate to an extent because that was what the American dream was originally. That's the sad thing.
Yeah. It's just really funny.
the symbols that show the failure or letdown of the American dream. Throughout the movie, Gabe wears a Howard University sweatshirt, which, if you aren't familiar, is a historically black college, along with other high-end universities like Hampton and the Tuskegee Institute. These schools are all part of the Black Ivy League, a group of prestigious schools that were specifically available to African Americans back when segregation was still a thing. So, on one hand, they represent what every American dreams of, going to a good college, the Ivy League, but the other hand is that it's a group of schools that specifically came out of segregation, a dark spot on America's past and part of a long history of racial inequality.
Is it still only for black people? Because if it's not, then I don't. Like, yeah, historically it was, it's not anymore, so I'm just like, whatever.
I doubt this is what was intentional. I'm pretty sure if
Even
Jordan
if it
Peele watched
wasn't,
this, he'd be
it
like,
would be a cool detail. But again, this is all that the film has to it, like little details like this,
Yeah, no,
symbolism
Just
or
something
whatever.
that should have been on the movie details Twitter account.
Just
You guys
wanna
know what that is.
just wanna confirm, Howard University isn't all black. It's 80-odd%.
Right.
Still too many.
What you just said about it being intentional too, it reminds me of I said this before. People said about Get Out how the woman at the end is eating her cereal, and then the milk and the cereal is separate, and people were like, "Oh, it's because she's keeping the coloured and the white milk separate." And then when Jordan Peele was confronted with that idea, he was just like, "Actually, I just thought it was kind of creepy to eat your cereal like that." So it wasn't about race at all. It's like that thing about people it's like that thing about someone put an umbrella on the floor in an art museum and then people read into it.
Yeah, it's projecting onto the piece. Like, yeah, I know what this means, even though it means nothing. And the Brit, nice profile picture.
Thanks, it's me.
Yes, it is you.
Period of time, these schools were also considered to be the schools that black students could go to that would qualify them for careers that were traditionally considered beyond the reach of African Americans at the time. Jobs only available to upper middle class white people. Again, the movie highlights this desire we all have to go to an amazing school like Howard, but the full context of historically black colleges also refers to a time when black students were considered second class. It's the American dream again, but twisted, corrupted. And since we're talking about Gabe, let's also talk about Gabe's boat. Throughout the movie, we see a lot of characters that have a lot of really nice stuff. Having nice stuff is something we all want, and something people are currently obsessed with, from flex culture to Yeezys. But here we see that it's not quite working the way that everyone
Yeezys
hopes.
is
If you're a
flex
middle-class
culture,
person
but
in the
okay.
US, there's a good chance that your dad dreamed of buying a boat at some point or another. It is the ultimate symbol of
didn't.
expendable.
Yeah, mine.
You're not
Mine
American.
didn't either, so
We should have brought an American in because we're not qualified
Yeah,
to talk about
this
this.
is too,
Yeah.
this is too much US for me.
Yeah.
It is the ultimate symbol of expendable income, something purely for relaxation that costs a lot to maintain and that you use like once a year. And here Gabe is achieving the dream, checking off the I'm on a boat box, but the boat doesn't work. It turns off at
Yeah,
random.
it's probably just a joke.
yeah,
You
like
probably just
the
wrote,
film
like,
treats
oh,
it as
yeah,
a
it'll be
joke.
funny
Like,
joke, 'cause the boat doesn't work.
yeah, like I'm.
Like
I
you're
think he's
reading
reading.
into it like it's about it's this big metaphorical thing about class and race and it's an American dream. American people are stupid and idiotic. But it's like no, it's probably just a stupid joke Jordan Peele made.
It's exactly what I just said about the cereal and Get Out.
Yeah, but I said it better. So
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, it probably was like, oh look, I'm so cool with my boat, and it doesn't work, and then the boat luckily doesn't work when he's about to die, and it ends up
And then it
working
works
when...
when he just hits it with his head, even though
Yeah.
the other Gabe was hitting it like a lot before, but whatever. It's not gonna drive that off.
it's like Chekhov's gun. Amazing.
Yes, like that, and them turning right or left on its own. It's fantastic.
I
to the
mean,
left.
with us, it does make you want to achieve the American dream of owning a handgun.
Where are you going with that, Brit?
Suicide.
Oh, okay.
Halfway through the video, yeah.
It's the American dream in name, but in substance, it's empty. Not only is the boat not all it's cracked up to be, it's not just the boat, you also have to have all the stuff that goes with it. It's never enough to have what you have, you always need to have more.
No, that's how boats work. If you're gonna buy a boat, you need the stuff in case, you get in
Yeah,
danger.
it's for emergencies.
Yeah.
If the boat sinks or something, you need the best.
Yeah, if you're gonna take out your boat without that, it's not like, oh, this is just excess. This is like consumerism. No, this is excess stuff you actually need. You fucking moron.
You need the rope to quote unquote park the boat, because if not, it just goes away. It just drifts.
Yep. Fucking yeah. No, this is excess. Okay, whatever, MatPat.
The boat is certainly the most prominent example, but you also see it when Gabe talks about the Tyler's car.
You saw their new car, right?
And their backup generator. The American dream isn't a destination. It's just constantly trying to get more than you already have, and constantly being dissatisfied by what you do have.
Whoa. No. That is That is a misrepresentation and a half. It is literally a destination. It's the ideal America, and it's not just about getting more. It's about everyone having the equal opportunity to be successful.
It's literally a destination.
Yeah. Also, for all to have a say in how to progress the nation to be its best. It's not about greediness like he claims. Is MatPat American?
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
So he should know this, like, quite blatantly. That's such a blatant misrepresentation of the American dream. Philosophers would lose their mind.
You trying to make this as like a criticism of capitalism or something? I don't know. Just
I think so.
throwing anything. I can think of this theme, though it was in the movie.
Yeah,
thank you,
pretty much.
Marcus, for sharing the stream.
Yes, I forgot you did that before, so I didn't know.
You
Wow.
way to go.
Thank you, Marcus.
No, there are 3 hosts, and there is like 4 other people here in the fucking call. Anyone could have done that. You're all the mods in the fucking server.
No.
We probably just
No.
assumed that you were competent
than
and did
Brit.
it yourself.
Oh yeah,
I
me, of
didn't know
course,
I could
me,
post in the
always me.
channel. I wasn't aware I could post in the channel.
I
Of
can't
course you
post in
can.
the
you
channel.
moron. Yeah, no, Brit is of course Britain isn't a mod. But yeah.
Yeah, thank God Brit can. Brit is somewhat.
We all apologize, Marcus, for thinking you weren't an idiot.
Fuck you.
I don't know.
Speaking of
Actually,
all
to be fair, I don't
perceived
know why we didn't think that, but
we do have. Speaking of all that stuff, after seeing the Tylers literally die all over their
You're
beautiful
really
house,
using
Gabe
this
still-
clip?
The Tyler's literally died.
This-
He just said
This
literally
clip
died.
out
so
of
that's
all
funny.
clips, when she says
Wow.
Alexa call the police and she plays the song "The Police" or some shit.
Yeah, fuck the
they
police.
literally die in their house. What could this mean?
Yeah, it reminds you of that clip of that joke from by Bo Burnham where he says that oh fuck the police, this used to be a song about class divide and whatnot, and now it's just used as a joke, and then the film that is supposed to be talking about class divide, he uses it as a joke too, so that's fun.
Tylers literally die all over their beautiful house, Gabe still sees all the stuff as the thing that's going to protect him.
That isn't an American dream. That's a human instinct, you
Yeah,
idiot.
that's him. That's him being stupid.
So he's referred to the boats as protection. I'm going to think he's got a right idea as a mode of transport to get the fuck out of there. They're not going to follow him across the water.
That's like saying about something like Castaway, he's stuck on a desert island and he's like, oh, we've got a source of food, we're fine. And then you're like, oh, that's clearly a theme about capitalism.
Yeah,
Oh man, these stupid knights thinking these huge castles are gonna help them in the siege. They're just seeing all the stuff in their medieval England dream.
Fuck's sake, MatPat is so retarded.
Hey, don't talk of him like that.
Food, water, backup generator, yeah.
All stuff you need when you're
Capitalism,
trying to
food and
survive,
water.
dude. That's oh my god.
Oh yeah, of course.
Fuck's sake.
So materialistic.
Yes, but so much realistic. Imagine trying to survive. What a cunt.
Shield, it's the solution because it's always the solution.
Yes. Food is the solution when you want to survive. Yes, you are correct. My god, dude.
okay.
This is pure pain.
So actually,
Whether they have
Hey, no, this is fun. I'm having
they
fun
have
with it.
Abraham or whatever point out. That's not Abraham, is it?
It's Gabe.
Isn't Abraham the name of
Gabe.
his other
Abraham
half?
is the
Whatever.
cleverest guy.
They
Yeah,
have him point out that they need food and water to survive, and then the tethered operate without food and water down below.
actually, I
No,
said
they
this
can
in
run.
I said it in the recording. Maybe I just thought of it because I was probably going to say it as like a racist joke, you know, classic me. But I'm actually glad that none of them have a firearm. I'm glad that none of them have a gun because then MatPat would lose his mind. He'd be like, "Oh wow, the American dream! They own a firearm. They're trying to boot the thing."
You'd think if
what
it
an
was
American
actually
dream."
about America, they would have that. That's what I said earlier.
Yeah.
Because that's such an American thing.
Yeah, everyone correlates having guns with America.
The thing is, if it's about the American dream as well, they literally would have guns because that's their Second Amendment, which is their rights,
Hmm.
which is part of it.
That's a very good point.
And we have to believe that like that shot at the end when they show all of them holding hands, that means all of those people died because then once they've killed themselves, they go and join the thing. So that many people didn't have a gun to protect themselves in America.
Amazing, right?
That's many people died in one night. Like just.
Like the family, the white family with the police thing, they're in their house, so sure, what, they don't have a gun.
No.
What, also,
no.
did Adelaide, not Adelaide, Lupita, but tethered version. I know she only has like 6 years of education, but did she not consider that, like, oh, once we get into this line, they're immediately just going to mow us down? Did she not care?
Maybe it's supposed to represent like a peaceful protest, even though they've literally been killing people.
Yeah, they've literally been killing everyone.
They mass murdered the country.
Yeah, they killed their
devastation of all these people dying. I want to see that. You should have made a movie about that, about the devastation of the tethered coming out and killing all these people, and it would have been a psychological comedy.
Psychological comedy, yes.
Yeah, like Jack and Jill.
Rewind back to the first home invasion scene. Gabe's tactic again is the stuff, to keep offering the tethered more material goods as the
because he thinks they're thieves,
which is retarded. But anyway, yeah, it's like it's common sense. It's not. Okay, whatever.
Away, a direct nod to the perceived power of capitalism in making your problems go away.
Hey, I predicted it.
Come on, man, this is not the time for that sort of flex. Gabe follows that up by offering the boat to empty his bank account.
Okay, hold on. He said, not that kind of flex when Gabe says we don't have anything here.
I love it.
How is that a flex if you have nothing?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's the opposite of flexi.
Yeah, like sure, your summer house, fine, but you don't have anything in your house. That's not a flex. You just have the house.
Is he trying to say that? Oh, it's bad. American Dream theme, big American Dream theme, because he immediately thinks they're thieves or something. Is that his point?
I don't.
Like he keeps offering because he thinks they're thieves.
Which is retarded, to be fair. But...
Oh, because no one could want anything except to steal from you, even though that's not what America is like. Even though Jordan Peele is an American and he should know that. Like, home invasions in which they come with the intent to kill and not to steal a thing. So, it's pretty... I don't know.
Here is that all that stuff isn't protecting anyone, but it is killing everyone. Did you notice that throughout the movie, even though scissors are the main weapon, they rarely are the thing that kills anyone, at least on screen? After tethered Adelaide notes that we're Americans, people aren't using knives and guns. They're using symbols of the American upper middle class. During the opening,
because they're stupid as fuck. They should have a gun.
This is primarily American. I have a pair of scissors right here. I'm holding a pair of scissors, and it's not to do with the American dream.
Brit live the American dream in the UK by having scissors.
Look at this dude bringing
fucking
American
flexing because he has scissors. Fucking up.
Wields the great American pastime of a baseball bat. Death number 1, Gabe kills Abraham with the new boat. Zora kills one tethered Tyler twin and almost the other with a golf putter. Death number 3, Gabe kills tethered Josh with the flare gun from...
He literally doesn't. He uses the flare and it doesn't work. And then he just kills him off screen.
Yeah.
You're just wrong there.
The other guy just dies.
Yeah.
How does he kill him? Does he just like suffocate him or something?
I think he beats him up because we hear punching sounds.
Ow.
From the boat. The Amazon Alexa fails to call the police, leading to more death. Jason kills...
What? What? the police
Use
wouldn't arrive anyway.
Alexa.
The police wouldn't arrive anyway. The police were
Yeah,
dead. They wouldn't arrive.
Yeah,
The Alexa doesn't kill anyone. What are you saying?
Alexis, first.
Wait, is he saying Alexa is a symbol
Yeah.
of the American dream?
Alexa is
yes.
what's insurrected. No, it's what caused her death. Info, they literally killed her with scissors.
I mean,
So
she
the
would have
phone-
died anyway. It didn't
Right.
even cause her death. She was just calling the police, and then after she called
was
the
the
police,
only
they would
one.
have killed her
She
anyway.
was the only one alive anyway. So she would be the only one that Alexa caused in quotation marks. But of course, he isn't actually causing it when she fucking when like she was when the police wasn't gonna arrive anyway because the police was being killed. Like they already called the
Even
police
if the police would have
on the.
arrived,
They already called the
even
police
if the
from the
police
other
would have
house,
arrived,
so it would
they
take time
wouldn't have
to
got
arrive.
there like immediately in an instant because they would have killed her then.
Yeah,
My Discord is lagging a lot.
yeah. On the other house where they call the police, it's like what 15 minutes to arrive or some shit. So it's like, yeah. As an
They
American, I
they
can
get, like,
confirm I have always
45
wanted an
minutes.
Alexa. I have an Alexa. I'm living the dream. I've said it too many times. Oh yeah, it's turned off. Good, good, good.
Kills tethered kitty with a mounted rock.
They're minerals. Got some geodes coming that are very delicate.
Wait a
Number
minute.
5.
That's so funny. That's so
a
funny.
rock.
He put a fucking
I guess
Breaking Bad thing.
it's because America has rocks underneath it, and the
Yes.
tethered
A
come
rock
from.
is a symbol of the American dream.
The geode
geode.
or whatever. is-
Geode.
I love this
That's
video.
that's not even like confirmation bias. Like if it was confirmation bias, he would have just ignored the rock.
Mhm.
But he's just like, I guess yes, the rock does mean America.
He doesn't even explain why, does he? He just puts a Breaking Bad
No,
clip.
he's just like it's a rock.
Yeah, like the Breaking Bad clip has nothing to do with American Dream, but sure.
Jason
Yeah,
kills
it's
tethered
just a
kitty
meme.
with a mounted rock.
Mounted rock. Is the fact that it's mounted?
And death number 5, Zora kills Umbre with a high-end white Land Rover. These deaths literally and
I mean the
I
tree.
don't think Land Rover
the-
even is
He
American.
isn't including Alexa.
I
here,
live
by the way.
nearby the Land Rover factory.
Oh, it's just
Headquarters is in Whitley. Oh, that's just this country. Never mind.
like even the girl, like the girl when she dies, it's not the car really that kills her. It's like the impact or whatever. So you could say like the tree killed her or some shit. The impact. It's not really the car. But I don't know. Whatever.
figuratively beat the characters over the head with the idea that their stuff isn't doing good in the world. It's a weapon. It also shows that at the end of the day, we're all dying to this materialism and slowly.
No, we're not. We're down
You
to, like,
literally
8
just said that the
cancer.
materialism
dying to
helps them
murder,
survive
yes.
you for You literally just said that the materialism helps them survive, you fucking moron. If it helps them survive, how is it killing us? Unless you mean that it's killing us as in us, the tethered. But the tethered, they actually are a thing
Tethered.
that exists in the fucking film, even though they don't really exist in real life. So that doesn't work. That's an allegory that doesn't make any sense.
Boy, breathe. Breathe.
Ah.
We are not dying by how? How's old age materialism? How's AIDS materialism? How's cancer materialism?
MatPat will find a way.
Yeah,
Like
probably.
being hit by a car isn't American dream materialism. Being hit by a car is crossing the road like a dumb idiot at the wrong time.
See, you just have lung cancer because the American dream wants you to breathe more than you want to.
He'll be like, this person got stabbed by a knife. The knife which represents the great American pastime, cooking.
Well, you see, you want to breathe, right? So you have to stimulate the market by paying your cancer bills.
Oh
so you
my
can-
God.
Because the video game characters breathe, and the American people see the video game characters breathing, and they use that materialism to breathe, and that's how they kill each other. Like, what?
Somebody in chat said this is like if you killed someone with a piece of dynamite, so the motivation is that you're making a statement against miners for the gold rush. It's like pretty much like it's so disconnected. It's so weird. Like you're just projecting onto the film.
This person got killed by the flag of the United Kingdom. Flags are very representative of America because they have a flag as well. Doesn't matter that it was the UK flag that
red
killed
and
him.
blue. It has red and blue.
Whoa.
Also, bro, I think we're neglecting the fact that this isn't even a theory. He's trying to just explain what's in the movie.
That's a good point. But in the end of the video, it's gonna
Yeah.
say, "But hey, that's just a theory."
Yeah, that's a
Isn't that
catchphrase.
That's the famous catchphrase.
Yes.
I'm in hell.
We're all in hell.
Just escape, dude. Use your materialistic items to escape.
We
I'll
only have
fucking
6
beat
minutes
MatPat
left.
with them.
I know we'll be able to get through this in no time.
Yeah, I mean,
We're
it's just
all
6
dying
minutes.
To this materialism and slowly being killed by our desire for more stuff. Even tethered Kitty and Josh can't resist the pull of capitalism. They put on the bathrobe, they put on makeup, they even try a little.
Yeah, you fucking.
These, okay, look, listen here, you fucking cunt. Why do people misunderstand capitalism? Like, putting on lipstick doesn't equal capitalism. It, like, how brain dead must you be in, like, political studies to think that? I'm not a supporter of capitalism. I think I made that quite clear.
Mhm.
But I'm a fucking realist on what it is. I'm not sure why putting on lipstick equals you want to trade in a free market and build your business as a private organization.
Well,
I'm not seeing that correlation.
people see capitalism as like not a system or like just how market works, or it's just, they see it as like a belief system where it's like, oh, so if you use lipstick, that means you're materialistic, therefore you want to participate in capitalism because you always want more, even though capitalism isn't really that. And then but then like just them wanting lipstick and everything is like, yeah, they've had unprivileged lives. They've been locked in the underground their entire lives. When they come up, yeah, they're gonna want to live the lives that the people that they think stole these lives from them, they've lived. They want to feel more special. That doesn't mean capitalistic. That just means they want you to live better. Like that's like everyone would want you to live better in any situation. Like there's always gonna be someone who lives better than you, who has a better experience in life with you, and then you're gonna be like, oh no, I want that. I want to be rich. I want to be a millionaire. Or just like for them, like I want to put on lipstick. I want to have a normal life.
I mean, like, I don't think people understand that as well. The same prospects could happen on the opposite side of the spectrum, which is socialism. If we define it as owned by the company, owned by the public, and they can fund it like a PLC. When we buy lipstick from Tesco's, a British store, are we suddenly buying into capitalism? Because they're contradicting notions. If we are, because Tesco's not a private organisation at all. I just.
DIY plastic
Okay,
surgery
Marcus is
this
gone because he's an
beautiful life
idiot.
that their
So let's go.
counterparts, the real surface tilers, had. They think that it'll be the thing that makes them happy, that gives them substance. It's all the soft things that they grew up wanting but never had. And the irony is, it's not gonna make them happy because this is America. She puts on the.
This isn't America. Like, also, can we like process what he's saying? He's saying people want stuff, therefore America. This applies to literally the human species. And what happens?
It's like human nature to want more. It's like it's human nature, not just American nature.
Yeah.
I mean, let's use the self-refutation principle. Let's say I want more equality. Am I suddenly living the American capitalistic dream? That's bad.
This is why I hate this movie. Because I had a prediction that either it was just going to be a normal stream in which we criticize the movie, you criticize us, or it was going to dissolve into, oh, anyway, so let's get back to our discussion about capitalism and how great it is, or how it works. Let's get back to the principles of capitalism. Like, thank you, MatPat.
I think people have a very narrow-minded view on capitalism because the reality is capitalism can work. It has worked in a lot of countries. and it showed values in others. Like all political systems, for capitalists to be the big boogie monster is pretty retarded. And I'm saying this like I'm a left libertarian. I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. It's just okay.
The makeup, it makes her happy for a second, but then she starts seeing imperfections and immediately starts slicing into her face. You continue to see how futile this American life is
yes,
when the
just like
family's
every
at the beach
American.
But
and everything
that's
ain't
not
so
American. That's anyone outside of the U.S. That can happen to anyone.
Pretty much.
perfect. Gabe
As
and
we all
Josh
know,
spend their
Americans
entire
slice into their face when they
time
don't like their makeup.
Only Americans do that.
Everything ain't so perfect. Gabe and Josh spend their entire time there comparing stuff, showing very clearly that even if you're doing well in America, you'll still always be comparing it to the people around you, and you're not.
Yeah.
It's not America.
It's just a random ass
restricted to
chat
America.
about cars. It's just them saying, "Oh yeah, this car's cool. Oh, but this one's cooler too." Like, okay.
Isn't that basically a Top Gear joke? Just this is brilliant, but I like this. Like,
I'm pretty sure. First of all, it's not just American, and I'm also pretty sure that doesn't just that isn't just restricted to capitalism. I'm pretty sure you can do
Yeah.
that.
This is a lot of people, no matter what. This isn't just, oh yes, my capitalistic views make me want more. This is anyone, anywhere.
We want you to feel superior if they like if you just acquired something. It's like, yeah, mine, it's good. You're gonna like want to justify to yourself why you got this, and that's not just capitalism. You wanna yeah, it's not capitalism. It's just human beings and how they work.
Not doing good enough. Even those who are successful aren't happy. There's Kitty, the perfect suburban mom of two who is immediately self-medicating with alcohol.
Give my wife for medicine.
To not
Yeah, that's retarded. Those two characters are just painted as fucking elitist pricks because they're white. So yeah, I'm sorry. It's just people aren't like that. Like not all people. We're just generalizing because the point of the video and the point of the film, like the theme it's trying to put forth.
Also, some people, even if they are capitalists, they're happy with what they got because it's more about they believe it's the people around them that matter rather than materialistic items.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's part of the American dream as well. It's unity with all each other, irreverent of materialistic items because they don't matter as much, and there will always be more items as humanity progresses.
numb her from the marriage to a guy who cares more about his stuff than her, who doesn't take her fears seriously when she hears noises outside their house.
Think about murdering him sometimes.
She might have a nice life, but it's not good enough, which is why she's been getting plastic surgery.
Did you get something done? Just like a itsy bitsy little
And wishes she'd become an actress instead of having kids.
I think I could have been a movie star. I went to study.
No, but everyone has dreams like that.
I've just realized he's using pirated footage.
He is, yeah. It's recorded from the cinema. It's because he made this video way before the Blu-ray came out, obviously.
Yeah, probably.
That's obvious. When he has actual footage, he puts it from the trailer. But like yeah,
I'm pretty sure saying, "Oh, I could have been a movie star. I could have been a billionaire." It's like a famous thing people say.
Yeah. I wish I was a billionaire. Wow, you're a fucking American pig. Like, no, that's not really. That's
like it's not a classic, a classic mother thing to say. I don't know how to word it better than that.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, like
about, oh, I could have been a lawyer.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I could have been. I wasn't. Like, it depends on what course their lives took. It's like
I've also just thought that because he just showed the shot of when the kid is approaching the man who's just standing there with his arms out, who's obviously a tethered person.
Mm-hmm.
Then Lupita rushes over and saves him, and then they go home, and it's not until nighttime that they see themselves. So that tethered guy standing there must mean that the uprising has already begun, and they just avoid it entirely, even though they have phones and the TVs and stuff until nighttime.
Let that guy go first or something.
Yes,
it's
because he was already on the beach, so it was convenient. He just gotta walk a few feet.
Yeah, he's been doing the exact same Christian message over the last.
He's been there for
What?
like 20 years or so.
He's been there for like 30 years, and he's still holding the same thing. You know, if you're still there if you're still there, preaching the same thing after 30 years, it's probably not working out. You should probably go to a new place.
Maybe it is working out. Maybe that's why he's still there.
That's
Also, I
just
just
my
thought,
theory.
But like, he's
The
not
only,
preaching anything. He just has a sign that says Jeremiah 11:11. I was like, okay.
the only entrance and exit that we're shown is the one in the mirror house. So is that just where all of them come from?
I
To
don't
the whole country.
think so, because it's like, since it's the entire country, I think they have other ways of opening, because it would be like other ways to access for the government, I guess.
Well, this guy at least probably came out of that one.
Yeah, like I said, it's convenient
he's the
because it's
only
close
one.
anyway.
This is the real picture of the American dream. It isn't about having everything you want and being happy. It's about having the appearance of having everything you want, but not ever actually being satisfied with any
Oh,
of it.
it looks
All
like the
stuff.
H guy Andis emote. Roll that back.
Wait, what?
Oh, you don't
Having
understand.
everything
You,
I
don't have
don't.
Discord
It's about
Nitro.
having the appearance of having everything you
try to
want, but
screenshot
not
it.
ever actually.
Ah, it's like. Oh, I got it.
Oh, you mean
There we go.
the... Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Huh.
it
it's
looks
fine.
like the funny emote.
It
Haha.
looks like the funny one. Thanks for pausing the stream here, Brit. That was helpful.
You're welcome. It just
ever
reminds
actually
me.
being satisfied with any of it. All the stuff, the boats, the silicone noses, they're all empty. Maybe they used to have meaning, but now they're just superficial symbols. For proof that this is exactly what Jordan Peele wanted, look no further than the Tyler twins. See the one who's wearing a Black Flag t-shirt? I thought it was a weird detail, especially when you consider that the carnival worker at the beginning of the movie is wearing one too. Clearly it's meant to mean something. Now,
Really? The two
Oh,
characters
it's a
wearing a
t-shirt.
shirt.
Or he was lazy as fuck and got these from a pile or something.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
he's wearing it in 1986 when the band Black Flag was
It
at
might
their
just be that
peak and
Jordan
were
Peele
known for
likes that
found-
band.
Yeah, that could also
Impossible.
be that.
How? No, it has to mean something.
It's
in
a
the
fucking
West-
t-shirt. Come on.
Post-punk rock counterculture revolution. They were considered really subversive in their day. But then you fast forward to now when Lindsay Tyler's wearing it here, and it's not because she's hardcore or subversive. I mean, she's a blonde.
You don't
teen
know
who's doing
that.
How do
gymnastics.
you know that? What?
You don't know that.
Even if
She
she
might just like
wasn't,
the band.
people may just like the music. Like,
She shows up for like 10 seconds in the whole movie when she dies, and now we don't know anything about her.
mm,
at the beach. She is not going counter to anything. She's actually the peak of American cultural conformity, where this edgy idea of a renegade band called Black Flag has been appropriated into American tween materialism. I mean, she is literally a twin who is wearing something that stands for lack of conformity. You don't get more on the nose than that.
What
oh
does
my
it?
god.
Jordan
I'm
Peele is
sorry.
the,
Are you saying that twins are the face of conformity? Twins aren't the same person, you fucking moron.
lack of conformity? He said.
What?
He said lack of conformity.
Exactly.
Twins
the-
have nothing to do with conformity. I'm literally going to look at the
Yeah.
definition of conformity.
Yeah, they have nothing to do.
Yeah,
They're
they have
obviously
nothing to
gonna
do.
get
Yet he's
more
saying
words
twins
for that.
are conformity. It's fucking
Like how he says, you don't get more on the nose than that, even though this is the first time I've ever heard this idea in the movie.
I mean, it's fucking retarded to say that, because it's like twins aren't the same person, you fucking moron. They don't.
Wait, so you don't get more on the nose than this with the twins, but the "We're Americans" line isn't like that at all.
Oh yeah, that's subtle. That's subtle.
That's really subtle.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, it's my favorite symbol in the entire film. I think
No,
it's
you're
brilliant.
fucking moronic
She's a
then.
twin. She is literally a copy of someone else. And finally,
She's not a copy. That's not how twins
That's
work.
offensive to twins.
No, that's not what a twin is. Oh no.
Oh my god, he's so retarded, dude. Twins are literally a
imagine
copy of
thinking-
one another. Wow,
Imagine
congratulations.
thinking that's what a twin is. That's not what a twin is. That's so like disrespectful to one of them. It's like, oh yeah, you're the original human, and here's your copy.
Dude, I was watching How Much Your Mother 2 days ago. There's an episode where Barney's like, yo, because Marshall, he went out with this girl, and then Barney stole this girl from him. And he said, what if you want to redo the same night with the same jokes, but with the same girl, but this time you get the girl? And it's like, she has an identical twin. And he makes the joke that identical means same person. And it's like, the show is clearly implying that Barney is in the wrong for saying that, because of course it's a joke. It's saying he's a moron for saying this. It's just making a funny joke. And MatPat is actually arguing that they're the same person, that they're copies of one another.
This point began because the carnival worker was wearing a black whatever that is.
Black flag t-shirt.
I don't remember. I can't read what the bum word is. And now it's twins. They're a copy of each other, and it's got from the carnival guy's t-shirt to this.
Amazing.
And it's his favorite bit of symbolism.
Yes, that fucking his favorite bit of symbolism, that twins are obviously a copy of one another.
In the closing sequence, we get our last and maybe most damning piece of evidence for this commentary on America. We finally get the showdown between Adelaide and her tethered in the tunnels, and it's finally revealed, one more spoiler alert, that tethered Adelaide is actually the one that we've been hoping to survive the entire time. They switched as
Not
little
really,
kids,
but sure.
and we've been seeing the tethered version.
Yeah, I
the
actually
entire film.
wanted all of them to die.
Yeah, they're all
Just wanted
retards, they're all
everyone.
moronic. I don't fucking care. Like, they deserve to die.
I kept saying, "Can you die, please?" multiple times.
Oh, look at that face. Look at that amazing face from Lupita.
That's us watching us.
Not enough misery.
Now, I've seen a lot of viewers actually complain about this twist, citing the fact that it would have been more fun to leave it ambiguous and not.
No, I don't care
That's
about
not what
fun.
people are complaining about the twist.
Yeah, the thing about the twist is that it makes everything make a lot less sense.
It's like the Martian Manhunter twist.
Yep. Actually, yeah, that's a good that's a good example.
Not explicitly tell us that they'd been switched. It wasn't my favorite twist either, but that's the thing. For this theory to work, you have to know it explicitly. The point isn't that there's this big twist.
For
and,
your
whoa,
theory to
Adelaide isn't who-
work.
Yes.
So
Okay.
he supports the twist because it helps his theory, not because it helps the movie.
Yes. Exactly.
Cool, great.
she thought she was, and it completely changes everything we saw before. The whole point is that for the entire movie, we couldn't tell the difference, and neither could any.
Well, of course we couldn't.
There was no difference to tell. There's no difference set up.
Yeah,
It
one
just comes
person
out of
lived
nowhere.
basically their entire life up above, and the other person lived
And
basically
we only
their entire
couldn't tell the
life
difference
underground.
because it doesn't make sense that we couldn't tell the difference because they should be different.
Yeah.
Bleh.
anyone else around her. I mean, think about that. Our society is so shallow and vapid and surface level that an entire person got replaced by a copy, a clone, a side.
Yeah, and it makes no fucking sense. When she gets
Yeah,
up,
it's
she doesn't know how to speak. And the doctor's like, oh, it's probably trauma. And she has to relearn how to speak because she knows how to speak when she's grown up. But she didn't know how to speak beforehand. So how in the fuck did she learn how to speak? It's
Society is
so moronic.
vapid because they assumed that her lack of speaking was to do with PTSD. That definitely has to do with society being vapid, and
Of
that's
course.
the reason that she fitted in.
Society
boggles
is
my
so
mind that-
Society is so vapid that they cared for this girl to speak again. quote
Oh my
unquote.
It boggles my mind that MatPat is like someone who actually is thinking about things, and yet he isn't. He called it a great movie.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Like, how does he, of all people, not realize about things like how the underground could never work?
I don't know. It thematically even fits. I mean, he's talking about the thematic value.
He's never about themes, though. He's always about things making sense.
I know, right? But this time it's about themes because it's a theory about what the film means. So.
You'd think that he should have made a theory about how it actually does make sense,
That could have
rather than
been interesting. If he found a
Someone
way
should.
to explain
It would be interesting if someone actually tried to rewrite it to make it make sense.
it.
Because as I said earlier, the symbolism is cool, but you have to have that on top of actually making sense.
Yeah, it's I think Kiar said it in his video where it's like when you have a film, the film is like the cake, and the symbolism is the cherry on top. And with us, it's pure symbolism, so you have no cake. It's just the cherry. It's like where is the substance? There is no substance.
It's like this quote that I put in the chat after we watched it.
Let me show that on stream.
That's the guy who wrote like Watership Down, which
Uh,
is also like an allegory.
The force and
things are.
effectiveness of a story lie in its validity on two levels. It is a curious feature of all stories that they lose their power if they are felt by the audience to be nothing but parables. A parable has got to grip you in its own right as a story. Which the example I'd use is Legion, but you know, it's me.
No.
Yes.
Science experiment that the movie explicitly tells us has no soul, and no one skipped a beat. No one could tell the difference.
Yeah, it makes no
Why
sense.
would you suspect someone? Why would you suspect that? Oh yes, this girl has no soul. Like, why would you think that?
Yeah, but like, of course you can tell the difference because Jordan Peele breaks his own rules to make this point. So it's like, yeah, I can't tell the difference because the way you did it, it's purposefully misleading in a way that makes no sense within the story you've established. So it's like, yeah, I wasn't tricked. I don't feel like, oh my god, this is such a cool theme. It's just like, no, you're retarded. I don't give a shit.
It's like them switching places gives her the soul somehow, even though it
Yes.
shouldn't be what it's like. It shouldn't be that below the what's it called? Red should always be the one copying Adelaide, but after they switch, for some reason that switches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's like the tether is broken temporarily for some reason, and then they
It's reversed.
switch, and then it's restored because then she starts dancing and copying her above ground self again. And she even says that about having to marry Abraham, or
Yeah.
whatever she said.
Yeah, she says that she had to marry a monster,
She
whereas
obviously
Adelaide
didn't have
married
free
her.
will.
Yeah.
As long as it looked the same on the outside, it didn't matter what was on the inside. Like Adelaide says at the end of the movie to her son Jason, it's gonna be just like it
It's not
was
even that it's
before.
temporarily broken, then they switch, and then it's restored again. It's that it's temporarily broken, they
And then
switch,
the tether
It's bro-
switches
it-
again.
they switch,
between them.
it's restored again, and then at some point again it's broken because she plans all of it.
Well, not only that, but it's like the tether when it's after it's broken, after they switch, it just switches between how it works because now the one on the underground, which should be the one that controls the other one, is being controlled. So it has...
And it's also always specifically Adelaide and Red that are doing this, rather than anybody else of the millions of people.
Nothing is gonna change. We're going to keep on pursuing this empty life. It doesn't matter who was a soulless tethered person and who was the original. And yeah, Jason knows that his mom is really the tethered version of Adelaide. But do we see him making a big deal out of it? No, just the opposite. He ignores it. He accepts it. He puts on his mask, his facade.
He literally didn't know the other version.
Yeah. And it's like, this is his actual mother. He's lived with her literally his entire life.
Why would he care? Why would he care about the other version?
Yeah,
I mean, at
he
that point,
knows
it's
this
like,
version
if
loves
he
him
had
because
been
she
the original or
lived
not.
with him his entire life. It's like, okay, whatever. Like, why would he care?
She's the one who gave birth to him.
The other
It has
one
nothing to do
fucking...
with the other version.
The other version
Actual mom.
kidnapped him. Like, why would he care about the other version?
Even though it's a tether version, this is his actual mother.
Yeah.
So, but
Ran
also
across-
maybe because I was gone for like 20 minutes, but did he really just say what's the difference between? There's no difference between the tethered and the normal people or
He
something.
says nobody notices
Nobody
the
can
difference.
notice the
because
difference between
American
the two
society is
Adelaides.
so vapid.
Yes.
Yeah, they do though, because the tethered are trying to kill them, and
Yeah.
normal people aren't.
Well, but he says about Adelaide specifically, which also doesn't really make sense because they notice the difference when she can't speak. And like, it's like, and it's like if her parents didn't realize that, she had to relearn literally everything, and her parents are fucking retarded. It's like, she knew how to speak. Now she's learning how to speak all over again, even though she's like 7 or 8 or whatever the fuck. So it's like,
It's also not. It's also not only speaking that she shouldn't know how to do. Surely.
She wouldn't know how to
Yeah,
eat with the like fork and
shower yourself. How do you do that?
yeah, she
How do you
wouldn't
go
know
to
what
the
to.
bathroom?
It's also just because of I'm just gonna say Ted Lupita, even though it's the original. But is it just because of Lupita that they want to kill everyone, or is that something that they already want to do?
No, well, Lupita,
Lupita
she
teaches
teaches
them, right?
them about the world up there, and she like breaks them free from their tether. So yeah, it's all because of Lupita.
I've also just
Okay.
thought about. I was thinking, I forgot her name, the actress, but the one who puts the lipstick on.
Elizabeth Moss.
She,
Elizabeth Moss.
you could assume that the tethered like have a bit of information because they're connected to their other selves or something.
Yeah.
Where was I going with this? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If they have information like that because they're connected, then why can't they speak?
I don't
You'd
know.
think that
Well,
the
it's
people
like I
talking
said.
above-
So if well, that's what I said when we were watching. It's like if up above they're English teachers, shouldn't the English teacher be teaching people on the underground as well how to speak in English? And then it's like,
That's what I said, actually.
Or even if they're mentally
fuck yeah.
connected, then they should just have the same information. And isn't that how they track each other down?
pretty much, yeah.
Because they know. Oh god, whatever.
Yes.
But I mean, I have to assume whoever cloned them, whoever made them, let's just say U.S. government, because faceless people. The U.S. government who cloned them, at no point did they try to teach them or anything. Because the reason that Lupita gives, Terra Lupita gives, is because they made the Terra to try and control the people above. So it's like you could do that better if they know how to like speak. They don't go blah flum bumbula or whatever.
Oh,
I
it's
feel like it
it's
might have
also
been able to work. You can go.
it's also funny because the film literally confirms that they could control people up above, because the Lupita who breaks free, when she's up there, she controls the Lupita who is down there, who's the original Lupita, which means that yeah, they would be able to control them. So them throwing all these people away was retarded. So
I was gonna say something like that. That's like, I feel like it could have worked a bit if it wasn't abandoned. Like if the experiments were still going on or something, and that's what triggers everything to happen.
yeah, that would have made more sense.
Honestly, to be honest, I think the aftermath of this movie is much more interesting than the movie itself. Like, what would happen to the government? How would they know? Would the people know that it was a government thing?
Yeah.
What is the
Well, like
aftermath?
millions of them are dead at least.
Yeah, what is the aftermath?
Yeah, but
of,
like the
millions
rest of the
dead
world
Americans?
is still alive, so it's like, what is gonna happen? Because it was just America where this happened. So it's actually would be really interesting in terms of seeing how the world would react and what would happen. I agree, Brit. You have a good point.
Yeah.
Very good point, kid.
He puts on his mask, his facade, and he carries on. We pan across suburbia, and everyone is dead. White, black, doesn't matter. The American dream.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, so I don't know why you even mentioned it.
Yeah, I know.
The American people would be
It doesn't matter, he says as he points it out.
But the American dream probably did save some people in the way that you're using it. Oh, like materialism? That probably saved a couple people.
Yeah.
Like, someone probably went into a house with, like, a gun, probably just mowed down a bunch of the people trying to kill them.
Yep.
Does that not fall under the American dream and materialism?
I imagine Texas was doing all right. They get a shotgun. It's like, no, you're fucking dead.
Also,
You
if the
feel like-
murder weapons are supposed to symbolize America, then why did Jordan Peele decide to give them scissors in the first place if he could have just given them something that
given
is
them
actually a
America.
symbol of America?
Well, I think what MatPat meant is that the people up above, the weapons they use are weapons that symbolize America, and the tethered use.
So what do the scissors symbolize?
That they're cutting themselves from the tether. They're not tethered anymore. They're like separating themselves.
The president probably didn't die. You know how much security the president has?
Yeah.
Like, the White House is probably one of the most secure buildings in the world, if not
Well,
the
not
most
going by the riot that happened like months ago.
I mean, that's
That was the Capitol. That was the White
that was the
House.
Capitol. Yeah. The White House is another place.
Oh, whatever.
But like, the American dream saved him because they probably shot the tethered version of the president. The tethered vote, thing is, People above do. You must do, right?
What? I didn't get what you said.
Because you weren't listening. So listen here, Marcus.
Okay, speak.
I was asking,
Uh,
did the Tevard have a democratic system like
No.
up above?
Well, yeah.
Oh, you're saying after
but
the.
they
Right,
have no
maybe-
sense
maybe,
about
yeah.
it.
So what about the president? The
What
Tevard
about the president?
What-
He's just some guy, I
Why-
guess.
He's just copying
Why
the
did they
above
pick
ground
him as the
president.
leader, even though he is literally the leader, like up above, and his role is to be the leader? So why didn't they go? Why did they just go to this random girl? Or why was the president not like, no?
Because the
I don't think
president
so.
didn't break from the tether. Red did.
I hate this movie.
We proceed.
Sure.
A shot of Hands Across America. At the end of the day, you may or may not agree with that message. You may have a boat and think it's awesome. Heck, I think a boat sounds amazing. But this is what I think Jordan Peele was trying to say with all those crazy mixed up symbols used throughout the movie. I'm writing this the
Why is
day
there a spider
after
there?
the movie came
There
out,
was a
by the way,
spider in the
after having
movie?
watched it 3 times in the theater.
He watched it 3 times within 2
3
days.
times?
Why?
3 times within 2 days. Which means he.
Why?
By the way,
Why?
he watched
As
them
it
in the
makes
cinema.
distance.
Oh my god.
Why?
This guy's a psychopath.
And
He
he,
has like
and
14 million
and he still
subscribers.
doesn't
He's
take
probably
issue
got
with it.
money.
Imagine watching this film 3 times and not taking issue with it. Like, I watched the film
surely
3 times
having,
and I hate
with
it.
the context that Red and Adelaide switched, it completely breaks the movie, and yet he did it another 2 times.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure like the rest of the 1 hour and 50 minutes of the movie breaks the movie, but that adds on to it.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, like 9/11 was already bad, but then the second plane hit. That's kind of the situation this movie was in.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
I have a
Everyone-
theory.
Oh my god.
Let me say my theory.
Yes.
My theory is that he only made this video because it was popular, and he actually does not
Like
know
everything.
a single thing about what he's talking about. I think he's just making this up as he goes along.
He
But-
does. Like he actually said something along the lines of, "Oh yeah, I don't actually agree with all my theories." He laughed at the idea of Mario being a
He
communist.
said the movie
even
was
though
great
that-
earlier.
I mean, the thing is, he
know
has
he did.
he has a group of
I'll
writers, so
just- I'll
maybe
give
he
you
doesn't
my
even.
point.
This isn't even him saying that the film is great. It's just someone who wrote the video and said, "Oh yeah, no, this film is great." Like he doesn't.
yeah.
He writes some
Yeah,
of his series,
Scott,
but
he only
most of
does
them
that
no.
the voice, even though he gets all the credit.
Hmm.
I feel bad for people who have to work with MatPat.
I don't
'Cause he's
because
like-
Movie Bob is one of the people who works at the Theorist writing. team.
What?
Oh,
Wait,
he
what?
recently
Okay, so-
hired
Do you guys not know that?
Yeah, Movie Bob got hired by the film theories. He helped on the Godzilla one.
Wait, how did you not know that? It was all over our private server.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Not really, you know me.
Oh, I expect Neb for the rest.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably forgot because here's the thing: you probably said it in like October, and it's like, oh, why didn't you remember this thing from October? It's like, no,
no, it
No.
was this year. It was this year.
It was 29
Yeah,
days
yeah,
ago. It
October
was
this year.
29 days ago. Hold on.
9 days ago. I
Oh.
highly doubt it.
20.
29 days ago. There we are.
29 days. I highly doubt that.
How do you hide? Okay.
Literally a screenshot.
I highly doubt that's real.
March 17th.
Like,
It's not. Yeah, it's actually one
It's
day less than a month ago.
30, I guess.
Yeah, he said, now I'm now part of the freelance writing team at Theories, contributing to some of their video productions, well, recently including this one, which is the
Why
Godzilla
did you
vs.
say
Kong one.
theorist? Why didn't you just say film theorist? Don't. He's acting like it's this big magazine thing or something. Oh, I'm part of MatPat's writing team. It's like, no, that's something you boast about when you're in your midlife crisis. That's not something you boast about. Like in general.
Came out, by the way, after having watched it 3 times in the theater, so maybe everyone already knows all this.
The
Maybe
thing
it's
about
all been
watching
beaten
it
to
3
death. I don't
times
know,
in the
these videos
theater.
take way too long to make, so forgive me if all this stuff has been covered to death. I just thought it was an interesting movie to discuss, one that seems to explain a lot, but still leaves some of the biggest
Mhm,
mysteries for us to
disgusting.
discover on our own. Those are some of the
Please tell
most
me.
exciting movies to do episodes on, because it means never-ending theories. Film
Of course it
theories.
does.
And... Oh, did you
Dude,
notice
this
the
wasn't a
recurring
theory.
It wasn't, but it is. So
By
whatever.
definition, it wasn't a theory. It was you just trying to somehow
You try to
explain
defend
this
this movie.
travesty.
Not a fan. It was trying
It's like-
to. Well, in theory, it kind of is a theory. It's like him theorizing what the film
In
means.
theory.
Yes, but
But
it's
like,
I don't know if I'd call it a theory. It's more like analyzing the thematic value of the film.
It was his interpretation, I guess.
Yeah, it's more
what
of
he
an
thought he meant.
analysis of the themes of the film rather than an actual theory. But in theory,
I'm
theory
sorry
works.
though, but if you need to make a theory about what a movie's about, then it's not a very good movie.
We went through this earlier in the stream, Brit. I'm not gonna
I'm
repeat
probably
myself.
not there.
That was 29 days ago. He doesn't remember.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't remember a week ago. Don't be surprised.
Themes of red, white, and blue, or how Adelaide starts white but then slowly becomes more red as the movie goes
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, that's what we call blood. That's what happens when blood
blood.
gets on you.
MatPat, have you ever cut yourself and spilled blood over your?
Have you ever had a nosebleed?
To be
You seem
fair,
be a
what
bit
he's
more-
saying.
Yeah.
To be fair, what he's saying is actually something that the film tries to do to make her appear more animalistic as the film goes on. So she becomes redder because she's like showing that she's the tethered version of herself, which is like why like when
That's
she
so
kills that
fuck.
person in the white people house, when she kills that tethered
That's the
person.
only thing in this video I can believe is intentional.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like when she kills that person, that tethered in the white people house, she like starts screeching like an animal, which is like, oh, is she a tethered? And like the son sees her. It's like, oh wow, is she a tethered? And it's like, why did the son go in to see her doing that? Because the film needs to happen. But anyway, yeah, that is something that the film tries to do to imply sometimes that she's not the actual Adelaide, which is why they do scenes like that, which is why it becomes redder. So it's like that is intentional, I'd say, from Jordan Peele, even though it's not good, but I can see what he was going for.
The fake spider and the real spider, or how rabbits are completely useless creatures with
What
no
did that
real
mean?
purpose.
The fake and
I
real
just
spider.
really like
Yeah, the
I don't-
rabbits really don't have any purpose. Yes, I agree.
They eat them. That's how they survive. They have purpose. I don't.
No, this is dumb.
Okay.
He means like a symbolic purpose, I guess. I don't.
So the meaning is that it's meaningless. That's
Confirmation bias then.
so MatPat is saying that the meaning of the rabbits is that they're meaningless. Is that it?
Didn't they? I thought you explained what they meant when we were watching it.
Did I? I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
need to get back to the
I'm gonna
fucking.
look up.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to get back to the fucking editing it to know, but I don't can't think of any fucking.
Because
similar-
like the girl wears a rabbit T-shirt as well.
what girl?
The
Little
daughter,
Adelaide?
I don't know her name.
Oh, the Lupita's daughter? I don't remember her wearing a rabbit
Yeah.
t-shirt.
I think at the beginning I will look.
Okay.
really like this movie and want to keep talking about it, okay? It's worth seeing so you can come up with your own theories. You know what it's also worth doing? Subscribing to the channel, because
No.
this level
No.
of analysis just doesn't really
Shut up.
exist
Shut up.
online
Shut up.
all that
Shut up.
much
Shut up. Shut up.
anymore.
Okay, I think it's
So
done.
Move on to the next big headline. So if you want thoughtful discussion and analysis of films,
Move on to the next big headline. You never made another video on us, you fucking moron. Are you fucking retarded? What? All you do is
Endless
fucking
theories,
clickbait.
he said. Endless theories.
No, he says that in the videos that were recommended. There's like a Bird Box one. Of course, he did that video on Bird Box because it was like the most watched film and whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, fuck off. Oh yeah, she does wear a.
No, he
rabbit
made
t-shirt.
Among Us, but I'll let you guys come to
endless,
Among Us.
endless theories about us, guys. He made one.
End this series.
this is a great channel to find it on. Subscribe, we got more horror movie episodes coming, I promise. Now if you'll excuse me, there's a lot of superhero stuff I gotta hop over and cover. Shazam, Endgame, so many movies!
Yeah, most like her hopping
Yeah.
to the next big headline, isn't it? That's interesting, isn't it? That should
I've
say you.
literally
right?
found a quote where Jordan Peele says he included rabbits because the ears are like scissors.
Really?
Are you fucking
What?
serious?
Oh, why?
I know.
Did you
I
send it?
know enough duality. They're adorable, but they terrify me at the same time.
Oh.
Okay, hold on.
You
Let me
get
put this on
scared
screen.
by rabbits.
Okay. The closest Pio has gotten to explaining the meaning of the rabbits is to point out how they fit with the film's greater theme. They're an animal of duality. They're adorable, they terrify me at the same time, and they got those scissor-like ears that creep me out. Okay, you're
Hold
fucking
on, hold
retarded.
my
Jordan.
God.
What? So
Why?
so they're an animal of duality because they have a personal feeling of it. There's literal animals that are based on duality. Animals based on duality. Let me check.
It's a very personal thing, I guess.
I also
Dualism.
like how Vic even this, what is this, The Guardian?
Yes.
That they don't know what the theme of this movie is. They're like, oh yeah, the theme of duality. But no, I thought the theme was about the American dream. No, I thought the theme was about the class division.
I thought it was about symmetry.
I literally already said that.
Yeah, he already
Fine.
said that.
Thank
You
you.
fucking dumbo.
Dumb. Need to censor that word.
Rabbits, they have the brain like a sociopath. Don't people say that about cats? Why rabbits?
If you put a rabbit brain in a human body, you have Michael Myers. If you put a rabbit brain in a human body, then the brain.
This
No.
man looks at a rabbit and
no.
he's
So I want to know, like, you probably read this. You probably read this on like some like BuzzFeed article. I was like, oh my god, it's heavy.
Rabbits, they're
and,
supposed to
they
be
have-
cute.
But he's saying they specifically creep him out. He said they terrify me.
Yeah, he's
They don't
moronic.
terrify anyone else.
Okay, rabbits, they're supposed to be cute. On paper, they're adorable, lovable rabbits. Have you ever gotten close to a rabbit? You can tell with their eyes they have a sociopath. That they have a sociopath? That's not how words work, but okay. If you put a rabbit brain in a human body, you have Michael Myers. They have no empathy.
No,
What?
it's probably because they can't comprehend empathy.
I literally had a pet rabbit. It was very friendly and nice.
That is for God's sake.
It's like
I-
saying
Doesn't Tin have a rabbit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, pet psychopath.
Yeah. Has it ever tried to kill you? If it hasn't, you're lying,
She nibbled on my finger once, but that was years ago. But she hasn't killed us.
bruh. It's plotting to kill you. I'm sure of it.
Well, she's taken a while. She's getting a bit fat for that.
It's a ruse.
Eat it. Cook it. Stew.
No, I'm not gonna cook my rabbit.
I need to meet anyone else who, when you know what a rabbit represents, sociopathic behaviors. I need to meet someone else.
Okay,
Well,
beyond
I
that, there are a
doppelganger.
few interesting theories elsewhere. One Reddit user believes that the tethered must free a rabbit to gain control over their own body after we see them mimicking the movements of the doppelganger above. Oh, so is that why there's a rabbit running in the fucking mirror house when fucking what's her name goes inside Lupita, Queen Lupita. In the beginning,
That
they-
makes it worse. That makes it so much worse.
You have to free a
Yeah,
rabbit
that's
to get
more.
free.
so they are
So you-
tethered. So how would they free the
There are
rabbits if they aren't free
rabbits
yet?
running around. Everyone has escaped, and only one rabbit has escaped when Red swaps places.
Oh
But
my
even
God.
then, that's like, how did that initial rabbit escape?
It-
Well, there's
And
the,
that would mean that Red put the rabbit back.
but there's the obvious issue that somehow the rabbit is the connection point, which means the
Wait, no,
rabbit's
that
connected.
makes no sense because they eat rabbit. So if they eat rabbit,
Yeah,
they have to take it
let
out of the
these
fucking
rabbits
cage.
Out to eat.
Yeah, no, that's retarded.
And then
Anyway,
there's-
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Actually, wait, no, they wouldn't be tethered, would they? Because, like, up above, probably not. I don't even know.
So let me break it down. So the connection point there theorizes the rabbit. Already you said retarded reasons. Now that means that you've entered another layer of complexity to the tethered issue. You now have a three-way tethered system, which means you've exponentially increased all the issues we've outlined earlier with a two-way tether point. So they just made the film worse.
Let me.
It's
I
funny
just,
that this site says rabbits often symbolize rebirth, and this Reddit user's like, well, they're probably tied to the tethered, and then Jordan Peele just comes out and he's like, I'm scared of rabbits.
Yeah,
and
they look
ears
kinda
like
creepy.
scissors.
yeah. I want to read this. So in the beginning, the rabbits were locked up in cages, symbolizing the loss of free will and movement. When Adelaide was switched, Red had more control of her body as she was from the surface. Since she had control, she was able to free the rabbits from their cages. Each rabbit is tied to a doppelganger, and once Red freed the rabbits from the cages, the doppelgangers were able to walk normally, be set free, which would explain why in the underground all the rabbits were free roaming in the final scenes. In the final scene when they were in the ambulance, it can be seen that Jason was holding a rabbit, which is Adelaide's rabbit. So, yeah, that makes absolutely no sense. And what's this other thing you... Okay, so often rabbits symbolize rebirth, which fits with the intentions of the tethered to start a new chapter living on the surface. But connecting with Peele's greater theme of duality, rabbits are often used as test subjects, which represents the lives of these tethered as an abandoned experiment. Wait, are they? I'm pretty sure they use mice as test subjects. Jeb would
Could
know
have
better
been
than me,
cool though if that was like the oversight that allowed them to survive. If like they were the test subjects and then like, they accidentally left some rabbits down there. But
No,
then
but
that doesn't
also,
explain
like-
how they eat and stuff.
Yeah.
Also, how the tethered are starting a new life up above. It's like, well, no, they're not, because they're immediately going to get shot.
I mean, yeah, they're gonna just die. Like, even if
In the final
even if the American military was killed by them, another country is just gonna come in and kill these fuckers who just murdered the entire nation of America.
Like, every concept in this film doesn't lend itself to being a horror movie, because it would have been another story if they just uprose and they didn't kill anyone, and it was kind of like a peaceful protest, and they all just stood there. Then that would still be about upper class and lower class and stuff. But like, they're obviously just gonna get killed because they've just killed most of the population, or whatever.
That's a TLJ fan movie. Like, red suits, just standing around, make it black and white, and it's like, oh yes, it's my favorite movie.
Kino.
Before you watch this film, you must watch my favorite film of all time because it's a masterpiece, and I don't care if the film is good. You must watch this before it.
Please watch this 4-hour-long black and white film about communism.
My favorite film, Birth of a Nation. Wow, nobody left in my joke. Thanks. So yeah, this was
It was a shit, yeah.
It was shit.
fucking kill yourself.
All the shite.
Okay.
No,
What?
get out of the watch together.
I closed it. I don't fucking thanks, bro. Yeah. So that was the video. That was today's topic. Wow, we went for like 3 hours. That was more than I was thinking we would. To be fair, we did talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier for like 15 minutes. So.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we almost caught him more.
Us is a terrible fucking film. I'm gonna edit the ECUM extra at some point, where we tear the film apart, as well as we did today, but while watching it, so that's fun. And there are even newer and unheard of racist jokes from Brit, so that's gonna be fun.
That's the only thing to look forward to.
Yes,
Like white supremacy or something.
Yes.
Or something. Yeah, some of that.
I'll cancel you, don't worry.
Yeah, well, if you were gonna be canceled, we'd have been canceled way a long time ago. Like it's not like we're saying the N-word on stream and saying, "Oh, these N-words aren't leaving me alone" or whatever. But you know,
well,
I mean, who would do something like that?
I
That
wonder
sounds
who you're
really
talking about.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. Anyway,
He's like a nice guy.
Anyway, yeah,
hope
we watched.
Stop.
Watched this video. It was shit. Us is a shit film as well. I'm gonna end the stream with this fucking rabbit on screen because I think he's cute.
Wait. We gotta plug my Twitter.
Oh yeah, Jeb is back on
Oh,
Twitter.
yeah.
Send me the link so I can put it in chat.
Also, yes, Jeb is also fighting already. He's been like a week in Twitter and he's already fighting like he has never left. So go check that out.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's Jeb, so you know. Jeb on Twitter.
Oh,
Go
that's a
follow him.
very nice description. I didn't see that. I didn't
What
read that.
type of fucking simp?
Yes, that's adorable.
What, I'm a simp for my girlfriend? Okay.
Yeah, that's nice. What do you mean?
Oh, that's so cute. Anyway, yes.
I put that there.
Kind of gay if you ask me.
So yeah, Jeb is
I'll
on Twitter again. I'll put his link in the description as well if I remember to do it. If not, it's gonna be in the next stream. Yeah, go follow him. He talks stuff on Twitter. I left Twitter, so that's you win some, you lose some. Go follow everyone who was here. They have channels. Brit made a cool a critique of Fantastic Beasts,
Yeah,
Crimes
man,
of
best
Grindelwald.
It was
person
very
here.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, Fran recently made a critique of what was it? Melee, right? Smash Bros.
Yay.
Yeah,
Yes.
go check it out. Chill. Tin hasn't made anything because he's 10. Jeb still doesn't have a channel. I'm working on videos. My next video is probably gonna be a response to Rise Cracks video on Legion that I've been working on quite a bit recently. Neb hasn't done anything because he's Neb, but follow him on Twitter. And Zod also hasn't done anything because he's Zod, but he's working on his Man of Steel video. I believe that video will come out before the year ends.
I'm working on stuff. Just I'm waiting for my game PC to come in so I can work.
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
you
So,
streamed
shut up.
Subnautica recently, right? So if you're, are you gonna stream too? So I can plug your streams or like some.
Yeah, maybe,
Yeah, so
yeah.
if you
Do
want
it,
potentially
stream
to
up
maybe watch Tin stream games, follow his channel. But yeah, we'll see you all next time.